It is a fast-acting viral strain that infects the host immediately, and upon getting sick, the infected will become racked with coughs, sweat profusely, and start to get the shivers and chills.
There he is, the legend. The man, the myth, the legend.
Yeah. You can't literally run a promotion just for the AEW, what do they call them, sickos?
Thank you very much, TikTok and AEW. See you tonight.
Tony Khan started telling people there's no such thing as long-term booking anymore. It's week to week.
The best guy's Tony Khan.
We just secured the bag.
It's not like I tried to be a character. It was just sort of happened naturally. But it was never something I intended. It was just something that happened because the wrestlers asked me to do things in matches, and I do them.
If you run a promotion just for the sickos, you're going to do 400,000 viewers eventually.
Effing melts. You know that SmackDown actually went over and everything?
Yeah.
You know,
What's the point?
the point of SmackDown.
What are you getting at here?
That the DVRs didn't pick it up.
Did they not pick it up?
Mine didn't.
Let's get into everybody's favorite moment, and it is called Dave Meltzer's Dumb Moment of the Week.
What would you like to listen to in your ears?
I'd like to hear the flute.
Well, if you'd like to flaunt your flute, then we can find you a flautist.
We just secured the bag.
It doesn't help me.
Okay, so complain, but
I will complain.
Let me out of my misery.
And when I heard that, I was like, what?
Thank you, fuck you, bye. Boom.
You got to run a promotion for everybody. The sickos can be the ones that buy tickets first and spend the most money on the merchandise.
Because we just secured the bag.
But, like, you got to promote for everybody. Then you'll have a lot of viewers.
I think we proved a lot of so-called experts. We made them look like idiots. We're not going anywhere. Tony Khan's not going anywhere.
You'll also be there on TNT. You'll be in 2 places at once. You'll be live like my favorite movie. Time God. Celebrate Pittsburgh.
It's not like I tried to be a character. It sort of happened naturally.
the best guy's Tony Khan.
To keep themselves safe.
Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday comes again.
毎日、
Sunday,
毎
Monday,
日、
Tuesday,
日
Wednesday,
立の細長
Thursday,
な
Thursday,
静
Friday,
か、
Saturday,
サラサ
Sunday
ラ、
comes again.
綺麗な空気。体には細長が気持ちいいんです。日立のビッグフロー、ウェルネス。
The scourge of our nation's youth. Now, I'm not talking about whacking your buddy with a pine cone or knocking your sister into the hedges. That's good, clean fun. These backyard wrestlers are beating each other brain dead with light bulbs and barbed wire. Why? We'll explore this violent phenomenon by talking to people whose lives have been affected by backyard wrestling. Let's meet our first guest, Wendell. Welcome to the show, Wendell. So tell us more about...
Wow. Ooh, what's happening, guys? Welcome to another eclectic PWT live show. I am your host, the infallible Phil Marks here as I try and get Phil Marks bookmarks loaded up properly. How y'all doing? Sorry for the late night festive. Actually, I'm not sorry at all. I had a blast. I was doing some Christmas festivities myself. And, I am not going to leave you good folks hanging, though. I'm going to obviously show up and do a goddamn live show with you. So make sure you run the likes up. We'll do what we can tonight. I don't know if we're going to hit 100. I'm going to hang out for a while, too. It's not like I'm in a rush or anything, right? We're just chilling. And my lovely wife was like, they need you, Phil. The people need you. Yeah? They need you. You got to cover this trash. You got to cover this... all of the nonsense, the chicanery in the pro wrestling biz and the good stuff too. And so I'm here. We might have a bit of a different audience. I don't know. I don't know how many people will tune in. A lot of people were probably out and about doing stuff anyways. And if we started at the usual time, I don't know. There might have been more, but I'm cool with even if there's 10 of you. You guys know that PWT puts on the greatest pro wrestling live show in all the lands. But yeah, if you guys haven't yet, make sure you check out the podcast I did. I dropped it this morning. I was going to drop it at like midnight last night or whatever, but I've just been doing Christmas stuff, so I wasn't able to drop it when I wanted to in like the morning the other day. But either way, it covers like all of the Logan Paul, Conor McGregor, Chris Connor's on the show with me, and he has TNA Insider. He talks to MMA fighters. If you guys check out his channel, right? He's got the UFC Insiders. He's got the TNA Insider info. And so, yeah, we just talked about all their releases and the re-signing. So if you guys are, our light news segment basically was 1 hour long podcast with Chris Connor. You guys go check that out. If you want to hear that, we're going to dive right into stuff. I'm not going to bibble and babble and plug too long. We're just jumping right into things. Yeah, I was doing some Christmas festivities. You know what I mean? Had some fucking cheesecake. Saw the folks. You know, sorry if I sound a little different, right? We're set up a little different here, but it is, yeah, I'm having a great old time. I love Christmas. I love getting lit. I love watching Christmas movies. And I love hanging out doing PWT with you guys, obviously. So run the likes up if you can. Everybody who can tap in. And it's good to see you all. And yeah, let's dive into things here. What are we gonna? So the title of this, right? Here, shout out 1KQ, who's been a member for 4 months. We'll give you an explosion. Everyone, plug your ears. Explosion time. Thank you, 1KQ, for being a member. Yeah, guys, consider becoming a member. 99 cents. Patreon.com/ProWrestleTimes. Where I'm watching all of the Tough Enoughs, Total Divas in the New Year, Botchamania. I think we're going to other wrestling related stuff. And there's lots of hours of bonus content on there. And then also, man, we're almost at 5.5K subs on the Pro Wrestle Clips channel.
Oh, come on now, Eric.
Pretty amazing how fast we're just rolling to like 5.3. So let's get to 5.5. Also 1.5 on the other channel. And that's just like an RSS feed channel, RSS feed channel. So basically what that means is like I upload to it and then it's in YouTube podcasts. You know what I mean? So go sub to it, even if you don't listen to the content over there, just cause, you know, just cause it supports. Anyways, that's the plugs. Acknowledge me. Sweet. I missed that. Yo, what up, Lincoln Hawk? I'm just checking in with chat. 2 minutes. Trying some THC drinks, my guy. Nice. I'm not a big fan, but I will take some edible. Everyone in chat. Good. Plinian. Oh, thank God. Phil, what, dude? Getting lonely without me? Stone playing Yakuza. I haven't played that yet. I want to. Okay. So first and foremost, let's jump right into the memes. We don't got memes. Let's jump into the UFC MMA. That's just stuff I'm going to watch on my own time because I'm a mark. Let's dive into the miscellaneous news here, guys. So we have some miscellaneous news here as we scroll through. So here we go, a little Christmas, or I guess I'll play our news music. What am I doing here? Late night show, no news music? You know, StreamYard changed a couple things around here too. Like they added sections and stuff. It's like, all right. I just got used to the old thing. Yeah, here's some little Christmas presents here. Mina Shirkan. There we go. Here is just a crazy ass spot that I thought was insane. So in the miscellaneous news, I am going to add more because I always get a good reaction, just funny indie stuff, you know, because I'm a big fan of that. And if you guys want, I watch all the Botchamanias over on Patreon and it's hilarious. Alt Jake joins me for a bunch of them. And, yeah, I don't know. It's just funny times. And here's more of that, you know?
Oh!
Look at this. Now, I'll never bring anything gruesome or anything like that, so don't worry, okay? Like, I'm never going to sick you guys. Real sickos. But we're going to start with this. Like, this is... When I saw this, I had to look away at first, but trust me, it's okay. It's a looker. You can definitely look at it. Like, come on, man. That is crazy. Oh my God. I need a music for botches, you know? And then here's this guy, Crack Lesnar, on the side here, right? And we're not clowning him, right? He's on his way up. Look up old pictures of Ricochet. Speaking of which, we got a couple Ricochet things here tonight. So he comes out to Brock's music, doing Brock's shit, and then the belt just falls. Oh, man. Pro wrestling. So we have an actual story here, and if you listen to the last podcast I did, PWT podcast, I believe 85 with Chris Connor, dropped this morning. We talked about Matt Riddle and why he's like feared and what's going on with him and TNA and how he is going through certain things, whatever. And Chris Connor was like, he's just an idiot overall. And then all of a sudden today, this story drops at Ringside News. I saw this on Instagram. So Matt Riddle controversy escalates as promoter confirms refund and threatens countersuit. So Ringside News say that the drama surrounding Matt Riddle's alleged dealings with an indie wrestling promoter has taken another turn. Ringside News has confirmed with Dylan Hines, the promoter, accusing Riddle of misconduct, that the $2,000 refund was indeed returned. So I think there's some missing context there. Anyways, though, I don't know if anyone in chat can fill me in, but however, the story doesn't end there. Riddle accused of demanding $10,000 despite an $8,000 agreement and skipping a scheduled meet and greet is now facing pushback from Hines, who has doubled down on his claims. Ringside News has also learned that Riddle had not booked travel for the event, making his appearance at the meet and greet improbable from the start. Meanwhile, Misha Montana, Riddle's partner, has been vocal in her defense of the WWE alum, taking to X to lash out at the promotion. Montana has also indicated plans to sue the promoter, but Dylan Hines is standing firm. On his Facebook page, Hines responded directly to the legal threat, writing, "Don't make false accusations to someone that has screenshots that back up their statements, blah, blah, blah. I don't mean, feel free to sue. I'll sue you, blah, blah, blah." Listen, I don't know. As far as someone said, there was a deposit refunded. No, a refund was returned. So I don't know. I don't get why anyone's upset. Maybe I'm too tired for too much turkey for this shit. I don't gobble, gobble, motherfuckers. But yeah, I don't know. Matt Riddle, figure that out, dude, because we've been defending you here a little bit. And then speaking of which, Ric Flair, who, old time wrestling, there's probably infinite stories exactly like this. So I don't know. Everyone's talking about it. Ric Flair says this, there seems to be a disconnect. Woo! This isn't about Wendy or anybody in my family. This is about a guy who owes me money from a business arrangement. Woo! 20 years ago. No, I mean, literally a $2 million business deal. I think about it every day. People always assume that with me, etc. You know, Flair plays victim. Kerry Silken goes, "Please pay me back the $41K you owe me for failing to appear at 4 signings. Sincerely, Kerry Silken." And here's the thing. I bet if you follow the money trail in wrestling, you have infinite people who fucking owe infinite people money. If you follow the train, you know, it's just funny that out of nowhere, he just whips this out in response. So, yeah, I don't know. Riddle, Flair, Silken, y'all get on the phone, figure that out. That Hines guy. The last one for Miscellaneous News, Triple H thoughts, tweets this one out. WWE ID will not be calling. This is from NWA, and everyone's sharing this botch around. Again, it is scary, but like, it's kind of funny after they're all safe and you see how it plays out. It's funny. In the moment when you first see it, it's like terrifying. You know, it's funny how No, I don't mean to laugh. Like, this was terrifying, right? First time I saw it, I again, look away. Oh my God. But I love how dude saves it, sort of like Arabian presses on the other guy, and then springs up and sells it, even though you know that was the scariest thing. His life flashed before his eyes, but he still thinks to like sell the face plan or whatever. It's wrestling's so funny, man. It's the most amazing show on earth. You know, I truly believe that. That's why I do this. I love it, man. I love it. I don't know. Thank God they're both okay. I would not be laughing if either of them were hurt. And that's miscellaneous news, guys. And here you go. Here's just a little more light. Mina shirk. Oh, okay. So let's dive into something else. What do you guys want next? Do you guys want sickos? Just tell me. We're not going to put a poll in there right now. You guys want sickos next, or you want let's do sickos. We're just going to do sickos. Has there been any positive news about Ric Flair this year? No. And on Patreon, I tried to do it for YouTube, but it just struck me and everything. I couldn't even upload the goddamn video properly. So on Patreon, I'm going to react to him storming off Kill Tony. I'm going to react to him having a meltdown on this other show. It was like called Something's Burning with Bert Kreischer, who's like another comedian. And Flair went on there and like had a meltdown. He didn't get angry at the people, but he just basically like started sobbing the whole thing. And I don't know. It's not like I'm going to make fun of him for anything heinous or anything like that. I just, on Patreon, they don't copyright strike to where you got to fucking edit it down to nothing. So, go check it out over there. I'm going to upload that over there, me reacting to his Kill Tony appearance where he storms off, right? When he's like, I will never make fun of people's time and shit. I don't know. It was pretty funny. STG 212 says the best guys, Tony Pecan. Dude, always. You always come in with this one.
The best guys, Tony Khan.
And I had some cheesecake tonight. I didn't have any Tony Pecan, although I do enjoy a slice of pecan. The best kinds, the pecan. This will live forever, especially around the holidays, dude. Amazing. You got to come up with a different one though for every season. You know what I mean? He's still alive. That count. Yeah. Okay. Let's come on now. The Nature Boy. Woo. Yeah. Let's get into some sickos. So the sickos are more like funny. Trust me. We're purified. You know, things aren't as just in 2025. We're going to do better. We're going to strive to do better. Right. I fought a battle. I trudged through these fools right here that you see on screen. We duked them out. You know, we spent too much time focusing on like random fucking idiots who don't deserve attention. And if we do that to every one of them, it'll never end. So when we get really good ones from like Real One and shit, okay, you'll find it in here. But for now, this place is a fucking graveyard. And we're going to focus on hilarious shit as well. Like they're more obscure and stuff like that. And yeah, trust me on this journey I'm taking you all on. So here we go. There's some old ones in there. Of course, Elboo and shit. He's never going to go. I mean, come on. Look at this graveyard of... Alba sort of came at me. I'm not going to go over this. John Alba. Oh, yeah, I totally forgot about this. God damn it. I got to talk about it a bit. So Alba posed the question. He's like, is wrestling the only place where people hate watch stuff? And I quote tweeted it, and I was like, I love when people inside the wrestling bubble realize what's outside of it or whatever. I worded it maybe differently than that, but not any more condescending than that. If you think that sounded dickish, then that's more or less what I said. And well, here, I can click on it. I just said that, I was like, I love when people in the wrestling bubble discover the real world. I hate watching things is more popular than actually watching anything in almost every genre. So, for instance, people go see movies. They hate watch on fucking movies on YouTube, like especially on YouTube. I think I clarified that as well. But I don't know, man. People make videos about Brendan Schaub. They get more views than Brendan Schaub's videos, you know? It's just what it is, bro. Hate watching is like a genre of YouTube in and of itself. So, you know, I was laughing. Like, I like when people in the wrestling bubble fucking realize, oh my God, yes, there's this whole other thing out there that I don't realize. Yes, every sports team, there's people who rant and bitch about sports. Like, that exists in every genre, you know? There's channels like Podcast Cringe that fucking laughs at podcasts that gets more views than some of the podcasts they're talking about, you know? It just is what it is. Who are these podcasts? You take it back to Opie and Anthony, Jocktober. They were a radio show. They listened to other radio shows and made fun of the other radio shows. It's just what people do. Hate watching's been a thing since like forever, you know, or not even forever, but for a long time, you know, and it started slow, but it built into like its own thing. So now for every genre, there's the hate watch genre, and a lot of times the hate watch genre is bigger than the actual genre. You guys I'm beating it to death here, right? But then John Alba responded, and I deleted my shit because I'm like, dude, it's Christmas. I can't even do it. This is too sicko for me again. So Alba goes, yes, sports anchor on a TV network in New York City, entertainment editor for a website covering pop culture, movies, and TV, etc., etc. He's saying all this shit. Like, bro, I've written for 400 fucking websites too. Whatever. I don't got to flex my resume. It's just goofy. Okay. You know, anyways. So he's like, yes, me, I'm in the pro wrestling bubble. And then he even quote tweeted himself. He even quote tweeted this thing he said to me and was like, bro, I wrote 3,000 words on whatever. Literally an hour later, and all my response was, if you don't like the answer, don't ask the question. That's all my response was, okay? And I meant to say, if you don't want the answer, don't ask the question. I fucking botched. I'm a dummy, but it's all good. But literally an hour later, Alba's like, hey, I lost my job for the second time this year. Now, guys, I'm not fucking going to sit here and people are like, and then I posted it and I was like, dude, the irony of this is ridiculous. And then people are like, wow, way to show you're a piece of shit. Now, that was only 2 people commented, way to show you're a piece of shit. And everyone else liked it because I was like, dude, I'm not trying to shit on anybody here, but this is a reminder, like the irony of this. Like, the guy just flexed 15 jobs on me. And then he's like, hey, I just lost my job like an hour later. And I was like, I can't laugh at the irony of this. I don't know, guys. He just tap danced on my ass, and I'm not allowed to laugh at the irony of him losing one of the 15 jobs. I'm sorry if that makes me a dick. I did delete my shit, though, because I was like, bro, it's Christmas. I'm not going to be this gross. Like, he's fucking, you know, I don't know. It is what it is, guys. So there you go. Your boy Phil getting in some holiday drama. NXT, this is from Miss October 30. NXT 708K and AEW 625K. Sickos are celebrating. The wackos are celebrating. The sickos are what? They're celebrating the Kidema. So, yeah, we're going to talk about that. Don't worry, a little bit. You know, I'm not even going to harp on this too much because we knew this is what was going to happen. And, by this time next year, AEW might be at 525. I don't know. I think they're starting to heat up a little bit again. Not in the, like, oh, their stories are great. I just think as far as, like, people want to go to live shit, it seems like, bro, all these bands are getting back together because they're like, man, everyone's going to live shit. I don't know. I just feel like AEW, they sold out to Hammerstein. It's less than 2K, but I mean, they're going to compete nicely with TNA and GCW, and I'm happy for that. But, yeah, the ratings, I mean, yeah, they're going to lose them every time. Unless they just switch up some of the players, man. We've said it a million times. Thank you for the update, though. That's good to just be reminded. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm not going to, like, trash Alba or whatever. You know, I could not stand him on Bischoff's show for the most part, but, like, I think he's, like, very professional and good at what he does and shit. But yeah, we'll just leave it at that. Elbu of WrestlePeer says, Hangman Page has quietly lost a lot of its nuance as a character and gotten flanderized into just being a generic, wide-eyed, and cartoonishly angry guy. Feels like a gimmick now rather than a case of a man whose triggered person is Swerve and is otherwise a quiet but troubled whatever. Thank God he's saying it. Thank God he's saying it. Shout out Elbu. W-Boo for one. No, but like, for real, it's okay. Thank you. You know, you're a little bit behind on that, but hey, everyone, I always give people credit. You wake up at some point. I am John Draper responds and says, it's because Punk broke Hangman too. There's something to be said about this place that makes stars and then tarnishes them. And then people wonder why the company isn't doing well as it used to. It's right in front of your face. They don't know what the fuck they're doing. Yeah. Yeah. And everything. They don't know what the fuck they're doing. So Jim Cornette goes off on a motherfucker. And this was amazing. I had a good laugh at this. Oh, the guy deleted it. So, okay, there you go. This guy, Cornette fan page, or so I can't remember what it's called. Someone in chat will know. They were selling merch with like Cornette's face on it and stuff like that. Okay. So Jim Cornette tweets out, hi, dipshit. I'm not going to block you, but since we found out you're selling bootleg shit of me, the Midnights and others expect to get a Christmas call from Stephen P. New with some bad news for you and some coal in your motherfucking stocking. You might get whacked with a motherfucking racket. Yeah.
Thank you. Fuck you. Bye. Boom.
Gotta be quicker with the sound. StreamYard fucking added a new tab, so now it takes me 2 more clicks. So anyways, Wrestling Rope says Cornette doesn't play. By the way, Vince Russo was nice to drop your name as a source in a good way on one of his videos. He also said he's down to talk to you live, but you rejected it. Yeah, they're never gonna talk, bro. But look at this. AI can allow us to see things we would have never seen before. You know what I mean? So, and then Trump and Corny hug and just AI's fucking ridiculous, man. Holy shit. But yeah, Corny just blasts this dude. He deletes it. Whatever. It is what it is. So, Wrestling News Co. posts this. So we got to do more of these as well, like new sickos. So this is a wacko, right? New wacko, WWE fan. She became a wacko after watching WrestleMania 40. And I'm telling y'all, man, 40 was like so many people woke up then too. Like WWE's already hot going into WrestleMania 40, but that really just put it over the edge. So many people, it resonated. People were seeing the clips online and like, you know, wrestling, dude, I was with family and someone I did not expect brought up to me how they were like, so the Cody Rhodes got pile drivered. Hey, like they were bringing it up, man. I'm telling you. And we saw when they panned the camera around and they were showing shots of the crowd on television. I made the joke, like every mom in there thought this shit was real. It's amazing. Let's listen to this lady here. This young woman at What's Good KB on TikTok. Go and give her a follow. And let's hear how she became a WWE fan because of WrestleMania 40.
Never in my life have I ever watched a second of WWE. But for some reason, TikTok wants to put videos of The Undertaker coming out all over my For You page. You hear that ding, and then everyone goes,
the ding! The ding! Oh my God. Amazing. The ding, hit that ding. Let's get up to 100 dings, guys. Ding that fucking like. Let's get up to 100. Oh, wow. Their niche is disappearing. And then someone else said they're moving in the right direction. AEW pivoting away from trying to be WWE light to catering to their niche audience will bring good business. No, listen, bro. You can't only cater to the niche unless they're going to run the smaller buildings, which it appears they're doing. So actually, I'm not disagreeing with you here, but it's, yeah, if they're going to cater to them, downsize that shit. Oh my God, we got a super chat here. Northern DC for $9.99 says, my bad if you already spoke on this. No, bro, we just went live. But WBD Zaslav is going to break the company into 2 different companies and will start offloading assets. Their stock is down 60%. Yeah, bro, I know all about this. Listen to me here.
The best guy is Tony Khan.
It boils down to that. So nothing's going to happen to AEW. I'm telling you that right now. But yeah, he sold $30 million of his own stock. I'm telling you right now, if this fucking Superman movie flops, they're fucked. Like beyond fucked. Then people you'll see a collapse. Their comic books are not doing well, and they're desperate. And yeah, that's why they stuck it out with AEW. Not to like shit on AEW in that way. I know people don't like to, but admit that. But yeah, that's why they stuck it out with them, because the cons are just investing shitloads of their own money into this. And so WBD rather is willing to work with them more. But yeah, their stock's way down. And if he does break it up, sweet. If he doesn't, whatever. But yeah, people are saying that initial merger was like one of the worst flops in history. Thank you so much for the super chat. And let's acknowledge our super chatters for a second, okay?
Acknowledge me.
Maybe I could do a quick SmackDown review as well at some point here. Maybe I should before we get into WWE news. But yeah, sorry. Let's listen to this lady. We just completely interrupted her to start marking out over WBD and fucking the entertainment biz. Here we go.
Insane. Guess I didn't realize how big of a following WWE really has. But like, people take this shit so serious. Now I'm like addicted and I'm really intrigued. I'm like, that one ding sound, everybody knew what it was. And I sound so ignorant for saying this because I've never watched WWE ever. It's wild to me that one sound, like everyone's like, ah.
Yeah, she wanted to be in the loop, bro. It's fucking cool, dog. That's what I'm talking about.
Like, I guess it keeps like popping up and popping up and popping up because I just keep watching them. Like, the reactions are hilarious, like insane. YouTubers, people just watching from home, like live reaction.
Now imagine if it was the glass breaking and it was stone cold, though. Let's now listen, the Taker gong, don't get me wrong. And also it made sense. It really did, right? Because fucking Taker, I don't know. Other people break it down. And I'm sure it's just fan theory stuff, but other people break down so well why it made sense that it was Taker, you know? And if you really think about it too, Roman like retired Taker, like where he left his hat and all that shit. And then Roman's like, it's my yard now. You remember all that stuff? So someone broke down why it made sense that it was Taker. Either way, it was cool. But imagine if that glass broke. Oh my God, would everyone have it would have been that times a million. However, I'm glad it was the Taker gong. You want to know why? Because we got this moment, and then at this Mania, when the fucking glass shatters, woo-wee, when that glass shatters at this WrestleMania, dude, and then we get another one of those moments. Anyways, sorry.
It's like everywhere. I never thought I'd see the day that I would actually want to watch WWE, but like now I have to like understand the background.
Yes. Netflix
Never in my
is
life
there.
have I ever watched
And Netflix is there. Oh, the library's not on there, Meltzer. Yeah, don't worry. They're gonna make like you guys go on Disney Plus, right? And they're about to drop let's just make up a show, Miss Marvel. And then they fucking give you, or like let's say the next Spider-Man's coming out. They drop that show, Spider-Man Spotlight, or whatever the fuck it's called. And then it just catches you up on, it's like WWE Vault or whatever, where it's like, here's the whole CM Punk Straight Edge Society storyline in one video. They're just going to do that shit on YouTube, or pardon me, on Netflix. And then like Punk will narrate his own shit or whatever, and it will catch people up on lore and all. And then plus WWE just does a good job of that already as it is. And you have a young lady here who's like, oh shit, now I gotta go back. And now her not even knowing the lore of the gong. It's so, and that just shows how over Undertaker is too. For anyone saying, I'm sorry, if the lights went out and then the lights went back on and everyone's like, it's Sting, it wouldn't be the same thing as her hearing that gong. Now she's got to go learn the history of the gong. Now, think about how blessed you are if you're someone who grew up with the gong and when you heard it in that moment. And motherfuckers really trying to be mad about The Rock. Think about what people are trying to be mad about right now, folks. The Rock and Roman and the Bloodline, and they're fucking Solo's not not Ospreay. He's not the best wrestler ever. Okay, think about the moments we've got off the back of that shit and how hot wrestling is, and you guys are crying about that. Okay, yeah. So that was round of applause for, I guess, miscellaneous news. Okay. Or no, that was sickos. Was that sickos? That was sickos, guys. We're flying tonight, right? So there's a. Do you guys want? Let me see. Do I have any TNA news? Yes, I do. So we'll just leave that there for a sec. Let me check in with chat. How's chat doing? Let me play some breaking news music as well. God, I really don't like how they changed this thing on StreamYard. The Phil versus StreamYard feud continues. It rages on. I see someone say, I thought the same thing, Phil, but the problem is that if Austin showed up, it would have overshadowed Cody's. Exactly. Then the ending would have been the beer bash. But this year, let's say Cody regains the title or he defends it clean, and then the beer bash or whatever, it's okay. We can get away with it, you know? And you're exactly right. That shit would have overshadowed that moment we got with Triple H ushering in the new era. I wonder if they knew that. I wonder if they knew that, because I think Austin said that no one reached out to him, or he's like, I'm down to whatever. Or he was like, they did reach out, but he was tending to like a cat. I don't fucking know if people are just joking about that online. Chat, you guys will let me know. DC should stick to animated, their live action. Yeah, it's hard to do their shit live action, bro. But I'm really excited for Superman. I want you guys to give it a chance. James Gunn's the man. And yeah. I'm like Alba. I may have worked in the entertainment biz a little bit. Who knows? And this motherfucker, funniest shit ever. It's so funny. What does like your job have to do with the debate we're having, the topic at hand? That's what Awful messaged me. He's like, bro, everyone does that shit. It's so stupid. Oh yeah, and guys, tomorrow I'm doing a special show with Husey, Ho Husey, and he said he's got 6 allegedly headlines to come talk to us about, and we're recording one, and then I'll drop it for you guys like Monday. I don't know. I tried to load up you guys up with good content on Christmas. I dropped a great one today of Dave Meltzer lying about AEW for 27 minutes. Anyways, let's do some TNA news. So here you go. There's a little news right there, Zaya Brookside. It's the holidays. Hey. So per sources within TNA, this is via Chris Prolific, the guy who do I not follow this motherfucker? Chris Prolific. He is... Who is he again? He broke the Lucha Bros stuff, right? He said that he basically talked to Ray Phoenix, and he's like, I waited till they said shit before I said shit, but here's what I was told, etc., etc. So Chris Prolific says, per sources within TNA, the current rumors surrounding talent leaving due to pay cuts are inaccurate. Oh, so Phil was right again. What did I tell you guys? The dirt sheets heard all these contracts were up. Nobody tried to renegotiate yet. Literally a day later, we hear all these contracts are being renegotiated. And then there you go. And then there's a few people who will likely become free agents, and that's their prerogative, Anyways, should not be believed due to it not being true. The current morale within TNA backstage has been very positive with the increase of ticket sales and returning to larger venues for major events. I also saw Nick Nemeth, and I forgot to bookmark it, but he did an interview with another podcast, and he said that he's like, yeah, I'm looking to stick with TNA and sell out big buildings. He's like, because we're moving into them. He's like, we're going into these bigger spots. And he's like, I want to be the guy to sell these shits out. And I'm telling you, AEW's in trouble, bro. I'm telling you, as far as being the number 2, they're in fucking trouble. So Webb is Jericho, mama. Webb is Jericho, da Webb is. Do we have 100 likes yet, or do we need to get visited by one Senor Nueve? Here he go. So Webb is Jericho. Let's go over to his site, right? Rock Wrestling Talk is Jericho. So YouTuber puts TNA's Jordan Grace on blast for using her unwell dog for content. So this is the quartering. Are you guys familiar with the quartering? I forget this guy's name. I've seen some of his videos where he just basically covers headlines and he just leans conservative politically. So he's always like, we're dunking on the libs and stuff. That's his whole gimmick, right? And a couple of his videos are funny, you know. I don't know. I can't like think of any off the top of my head. But I'm definitely familiar with the quartering, right? Like I think he's got millions of subs and he's like very popular, you know, in that space or whatever. And so I didn't even know that Jordan Grace. I just know Jordan Grace loves her dog. I didn't know her dog was unwell. I'm going to put that out there. Or maybe I'd seen it on the timeline, but I just didn't register. And I didn't know she used an unwell dog for content. So we're sort of learning here. Now, people make jokes about Jericho and his wife and their political leanings. So maybe they favor the quartering because I believe he leans sort of their way. Either way, we're not making this a political thing. I'm just saying I'm learning this with you guys. So I don't know how they're going to paint this picture or the accuracy of any of this. So I'm going to read it. No one get mad at me. I'm just okay. So Jordan Grace is very active on X. And while this has seen her cause controversy in the past with bad takes. Yeah, so they're just like fucking blatantly bad takes. Like Chris Benoit couldn't compete with most present day wrestlers. Yeah, that is a bad take. She has used the platform to build a solid following. Yeah, I mean, I follow her. She's great, man. Who doesn't like Jordan Grace? However, the TNA talent has again attracted negativity after revealing that one of her pet dogs has gotten into her edibles. Oh, like weed edibles, resulting in veterinary treatment. Okay, so let's think about this. Yeah, that is dangerous for dogs, man. They can die from that shit. So that is not good. But again, you got to be responsible, but also mistakes happen. Like, you know, she never intentionally did that. But again, God damn, got to be careful about that. Anyways, though, while most fans understand accidents happen, exactly, you got to be understanding. Like, she loves her dog so much. If you look at her socials, anyways, she goes, this Web is Jericho. This James guy. He goes, popular YouTuber The Quartering has put Grace on blast for having poisoned her dog. Jesus. And then using her clearly impaired pet to create content for social media engagement. Yeah. Okay, so what does At The Quartering say? She poisoned her dog by letting it get into her drugs. Right, no. Okay. Maybe say she accidentally, I'm not here to language police, but she accidentally poisoned her dog. Right? Okay, like, come on. It's not like she meant to do the shit by letting it get into her drugs. And the first thought was, LOL, let me film it and upload it to the internet. Okay, now I will agree, Pete, with like the sentiment of people fucking overshare on the internet. You know, some things should be private, but is she not? Like, okay, let's say her dog passed away and then she updates her followers after. Are you still gonna be like, she poisoned her dog and thought about and is passing it off or something? Like, you just try and be negative about it. Anyways, Quartering, I'm positive of that. Or maybe not. Maybe I'm wrong. But 28-year-old Grace broke into the pro wrestling business in 2011 and quickly accumulated a devoted fan base due to her charisma and in-ring ability. Yet she actually took a break from wrestling to pursue competitive bodybuilding, seemingly seeing this as her future. Still, after TNA offered her a big money deal to return, she couldn't say no, and now it appears she is destined to join WWE's NXT brand once her contract expires around January 2025. Yeah, I don't know. Crazy, though. That guy's got a lot of followers, so yeah, wrestling's mainstream. I'm praying for her dog. I hope Jordan's all good, and I mean, I don't know. That's that guy's opinion. I don't even like. He was trying to be, you know, people try to be spicy online and salacious online, right? And they do that to, you know, for interaction and stuff. And I get it. And I do get like the oversharing thing on social media if that triggers people. But yeah, it's just, I don't know, man. Accidents do fucking happen, right? Worse accidents have happened than that. And hopefully the dog is okay. Yeah, so that was our TNA news, folks. Do you guys want WWE or AEW news next? As you guys run those likes up, or else Chris Jericho. We got 200 people in here almost, so it's like a regular PWT. Little less than normal, so we're good, even though we started late. Guys, I will play Jericho if we get these shits up to 100, or I won't if we don't. You guys, I don't know if that makes sense, but you guys want AEW? Yeah, let me know in chat as you guys hit like. Dub, AEW. Yeah, tell me, guys. Tell me. Let me know what you guys want. And I'll do what you guys want. AEW news first. Yeah, I watched Usyk versus Fury as well. Usyk won. That's the right guy. If you guys are fans of boxing, it was the right guy to win. Because I mean, you could argue Fury may have won on points. However, it's like he barely scraped by. He looked more tired and beat up, and Usyk stopped him the first fight. So it's just bullshit when they build in these automatic rematches, and then so like you get TKO'd, and then what, Fury fucking scrapes out a decision, and then you guys have to go to a trilogy. No, Usyk won. It's the end of that shit. Move on. Fucking an end of an era. It really is. Joshua, all these guys, end of an era. Anyways, we're at 50. Oh, Jericho's coming. It's coming. Yeah, trust me. Everybody wants AEW news. I could do with a laugh. Good. Let's get into some AEW news. Because, and you guys know why. You guys know exactly why. Jesus Christ.
The best guys, Tony Khan.
God, they changed where you click for the fucking sounds. And now I'm going nuts tonight, chat. Okay. Yeah, so we'll leave that there, right? That's an amazing AI fucking, I don't know, man. The AI's incredible as of late. So here's just a little cringe to kick us off and some AEW news. Actually, I'm not playing that. They fucking yellow struck me last time, so I'm not doing that. The yellow strike of doom. Here is Tony Khan. Just another reminder. The Entente Kumpu thing. The Greek freak! That's hilarious. Okay, so Nick Khan and Tony Khan were among the names listed in Variety's Dealmakers of 2024. Tony Khan was actually listed first. Dealmakers of 2024 in Variety. Now, I don't know. I'm not going to refute it, but any magazine can claim anyone's the best deal maker. However, what deal did he make? Like a to the wire, not what he expected deal with WBD that's making shitty deals and breaking up into different companies because they're terrible. You know what I mean? Oh, yeah. The first went to decision too, but he got rocked up, bro. It's like, you understand what I'm saying? It was like, people were like, it should be stopped. You get what I mean? Yeah, I'm talking shit over here. I'm trying to make a point. All right. But yeah, it's over. Usyk's that guy. So, anyways, though, yeah, shout out Variety. And it's funny that Nick Khan was on there along with Tony Khan. He probably work a beating. So AEW on TV posted this, got questions. We've got answers ahead of AEW coming to stream on Max beginning January 1st. So breaking news. AEW, all live AEW programming airing on WBD's networks will also be available to stream on Max and on demand after their live broadcast. AEW Dynamite, Collision, and Rampage and all AEW pay-per-view library content through the end of 2024 will be made available on Max on a rolling basis. At launch, all AEW Dynamite episodes and pay-per-views from the company's inaugural 2019 year will be available, as well as more than 2 months of the most recent AEW programming that aired across WBD's networks. So they're like, got questions? So this is their whole streaming layout here. You know what I mean? You guys let me know. Who has Max? Is it worth it? Is it worth it? Let me search it. I bring the bang down, flip it, and reverse it. And with the ran, the band, the ran, band, the goo. You know what I mean? Are you guys down? Are you guys down with it? Are you going to watch it on Max? I'm so excited for WWE to be on Netflix. It's so much easier for me to just throw Netflix on all WWE in Canada. I'm winning over here. So, yeah, like the Rumble, Mania, it's all just right there on Netflix. I'm so excited. And, yeah, I can't wait for that shit. AEW. Max, what is that here? It's something different in Canada. It's called like Crave or some shit like that, and I have that as well. But I don't think AEW is gonna air on there. Maybe the reruns will be on there, like the next day or something. But the very next day, you gave it away. Sorry. Moving along here. Harley Cameron we got a couple videos of her. Okay. And one of them will get us pulled, so we're actually not going to play it. But she plays guitar and sings, and then here's her being like a ventriloquist. And it's crazy how talented this girl is. You know what I mean? She can wrestle decently. She cuts good promos. I know it's kind of cringe sometimes, but she at least knows how to do her character. She's very attractive. She sings very well, can play instruments, and she does like a ventriloquist thing.
Greetings, guys. It is I, Harley Cameron. And Earl. Oh, yes, and Earl. And guess what? We are on Cameo now. Yeah. So basically what we're going to do is little encouraging, wonderful messages for Christmas. 'Tis the season. Yes, 'tis the season. So if you want myself and
I mean, okay, compare her to Jeff Dunham and, right? She's amateur hour, but it's still pretty impressive. You know?
Earl to send you a little Christmas loving message, then you can click this link and book us. Or you can book just me and not Earl. Whatever you fancy. Sorry, they might not want you. I hate you. Yes, well, I'm not fond of you either, but we must make messages for people for Christmas. Or it doesn't have to be for Christmas. Maybe it's your birthday. Maybe you need advice on, I don't know, life.
I should get Hurl. I should get her and Earl to trash PWT and play it on the show.
Your career, you need advice, getting a dog, maybe. I don't know. Anyway, you can book us. We're on Cameo. Click the link. We're doing it for Christmas, but we might stay. So we'll see you there.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I should get her to like trash PWT. That's what I want too. Like I want cameos of people like wrestlers and shit be like cutting a promo like trashing PWT, and then I'll play them, you know? So yeah, earlier we got a super chat in about the ratings, Dynamite ratings, gross, 625,000 viewers, beat up by NXT, 708K. I'm sure the key demo skewed in the favor of AEW as it typically does. However, it's what does that really mean? You know? Eventually all this shit's going to be on streaming and none of that shit's going to matter. And honestly, these TV ratings like don't matter that fucking much. It's just that Meltzer and Tony Khan made them such a big deal. And now it's just all anyone talks about. So we got to cover it, folks. Let's watch Awful's video. Hopefully I don't get fucking Don Stevens. Speaking of which, Aubrey's here, reffing things down, man. You know? Santa's sleigh maybe parked somewhere over here in the tunnel. Christmas little holiday special.
It's just the basics they can't even get right anymore. They can't even get the basics. Okay, got a reverse. Cool. 1, 2, she goes back. Now she got her submittal again. Do you give up? I can't see your face. Oh, shit, I can't see your face. I got to move again. They can't even get the refs to get in the right spots on these shows anymore. It's basic stuff.
You know, that spot was fucking crazy. I know people are mad at this, but it was actually really cool. Oh, come on now, Phil. I know what people are going to say. However, that finish was so convoluted. I watched the match back, and the finish was like, you didn't need to do all of these things. And you guys can go back to when I'm reviewing, like, before Ospreay came into AEW. full time, and he was having matches with like Josh Alexander and shit, and Mike Bailey. My reviews of it were all the same. I'm saying the same thing now, dude. It's like, stop doing 8 fucking finishers to finish the match. It's too much, man. You're burying yourself, and you don't even need to do it. Like, you don't need to do that. You could just get yourself more over. Instead, you're making yourself look like you need to hit 52 moves, and it just doesn't work. Like, you got to understand why that doesn't get over with people, you know, the way you think it does. And it doesn't make Darby look any stronger either. It makes you just look like shit. So they go into the spot where it's like 17 finishers, then the finish, when really they had the crowd like just hit the one move and end it. After the Styles Clash off the apron, that should be it. Like, that should be it. But then if you're going to do one more little sequence into the finish, if you will, okay, like WWE will do that too. The guy goes through the table, he beats the count, sequence, finish, or whatever the fuck. I get it, right? But they did like 7 more shits to where it's like, come on, man, you know? But the flip off like this thing, I thought this was really cool. But again, like, Ospreay picks him up when he's KO'd. Cody Rhodes says it too. He's like, I'm trained old school. Like, why would you pick someone up when you knock them out? You're supposed to fucking pin them, you know? The idea is to end the match. So like, this right here was cool as shit. Like, you can't deny it. That was sick. Boom. Pin him. 1, 2, 3. He fucking taunts. I thought that was your finish, bruv. I thought that was your finish, bruv. How you gonna restore the feeling, bruv? You need Joey numbers here, bruv. You know, how you gonna restore so here we go. He goes for the thing. Like, that was cool. That should be the finish then too. But then they keep going. They did like 8 more shits. It's like, all right. That was an amazing bump. That was way earlier. Right? And then what was the actual? Yeah, and then this with Ricochet, they just made him look like a bitch. However, I'm not like totally like, he'll be their whipping boy. Do you know what I mean? But now Ricochet is the whipping boy of the IWC, and you guys are going to see why and how. And especially from Collision tonight was ridiculous. There's no finishing moves, only signature moves. Yeah, I swear to God. And I don't even care. Like, I like Lance Storm's psychology. He's like, no, dude, I do these moves, and these are the 2 that I specialize in to where they will finish you off or whatever. But it's pause, no Diddy. But like, these are the move. Like, here's the moves I do, type shit, and I'll do whatever move. But you know, it's just a move I do that I'm like an expert in. Like, that's the whole thing. Learn a new hold. Like, you're an expert in this hold. And there is that in MMA too. There's people who are experts at kicks. Alex Pereira is literally known for, he lands the left hand. You're the left hand of doom. People were known for heel hooks and things like that. And yeah, in wrestling, you can get that idea over too. But it doesn't even need to be, it's not like you need a finisher even. But it helps you get over, and especially if it's a move only you can do or that you make look really good. But yeah, I don't know, when you just hit 18 moves, it's fucking stupid to go to the finish when the moves all look so devastating. You're like, just end it. Speaking of devastated, you know, Ricochet's devastated. He's being gooned out here. Pause. He's being made to just look like a goober. Rips up the card. It is what it is. And yeah, we continue along. They're losing in the ratings, is what it is. So Adam Cole, this video though with Harley Cameron, by the way, the Christmas special on Wednesday, on the 25th, I'm going live, folks. And the Christmas special, I don't give a fuck about if the video gets demonetized. So make sure, if you guys can, you tune in. I'll do it like a little later, so everyone obviously is going to hang out do their thing with family and stuff. But you guys are my family, goddammit. But I'm going to play like Christmas bits and shit, and I don't give a fuck. That show's just going to be fun. Christmas vibes. We're going to be lit. It's going to be great. It'll be great. Make sure you guys tune into that as well on Wednesday. So on the show as well, we're talking about this like catastrophic dynamite, right? And maybe I should catastrophic. Maybe I should have put it in the title as well. But the next guy that loses to Adam Cole after they aired this will lose all credibility. This is what MJF put out there of Adam Cole. The Mole said that they were going to actually do an arm wrestling thing between MJF and Cole, to where Cole was going to like start beating MJF, and then MJF would like kick him in the shin or whatever. Now, who knows if that's real or not, but they buried Adam Cole so badly on this show. I mean, I don't know if you can ever recover from this. I really don't think so. I have no idea. When I saw this, man.
You what?
I have no idea how they think this would be good. You know, I don't know. And if anyone if someone in the IWC photoshopped this image and posted it and was like, what's up with Adam Cole? There would be meltdowns, cancellations, blah, blah, blah. But, oh, it's MJF on the wrestling show, which I'm all for. I'm not for, like, the cancellations and all that. But how just making it about the wrestling show, not focusing on any of that outside bullshit. How the fuck did they think this was going to get anyone over, man? It makes the faux outrage people go, MJF's a piece of shit. It's like, MJF, we already know you're a piece of shit. This was funny as fuck. But you don't need to do this to a talent. I don't know, bro. So when you get beat by this guy, and this is like the genuine criticism people like try and say, I don't know. I think it's just such an L. They bury Camille, then they bury Adam Cole like this, and then they bury people in Ring of Honor. I just don't get why they don't know how to capitalize on people that are hot, like Adam Cole when he came in, and how they don't know. Well, they tried to, but he got concussed. But how do they not see how in the long run, bro, this just hurts everyone involved, you know? And like, we know MJF's a bully, so just to be the ones to put this out there is wild when you're a wrestling company, right? So AEW in talks to license more Guns N' Roses songs. And I just quote tweeted this, and I was like, man, you guys focus on the key demo all the time. And Dave Meltzer and Tony Khan, they're always talking about the key demo, the key demo, the key demo. You guys, I want to let you into a little secret, okay? Can I tell you guys a little secret? Let me hit an X Files. The key demo don't listen to Guns N' Roses, you guys. I love GNR. Everyone does. I'm sure even the key demo would hear a Guns N' Roses song and they'll go, oh, that's great. That's great. Everything's great, right? Great. But people get mad when WWE brings in a 2 Chainz Lil Wayne song or a Meg Thee Stallion song. Why do you think they're doing that? Right? So I love GNR, but the key demo is not listen, and that's all Dave can talk about. The people that are going to stick with your company for 20 years to come are not listening to GNR. I'm not saying for a pay-per-view you don't break out a GNR song the way that WWE broke out War Pigs for like War Games. But then this year, what did they do? It was normal War Pigs and then also T-Pain's version of War Pigs because they're trying to stay like hip with the, Dr. Evil, tucka, 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 ha. Right? He's trying to be hip and cool and all that stuff. So the WWE is rather. So AEW should try and focus on that maybe a little bit more too. Like that's a way you could be more like WWE, like have your finger on the pulse of, or like, and if you don't want to go the hip hop route, cool. But there's some like cool rock music and shit out there too, So I don't know, man. Do your thing, but unless your pay-per-view's called like November Pain and then you use November Rain, it's like, that's you're right. War Games, War Pigs. Okay. I'm not saying it has to have the same, but like WrestleMania. Oh, and then they use I'm blinded by the light. They're in Vegas or whatever. The Vegas, and you can tie it together. Okay, sweet. Yeah, bring back a retro one. I love a good throwback, but you're going to use more GNR songs. Why, Tony? Like, why is that even a thing that you're thinking about? You should just be looking at, like, who's hot. I don't know. This reminds me of WCW's Kiss Demon gimmick. Yeah. Because fucking Gene Simmons lookalike comes out there, and it's like, okay, that happened at a time where Kiss was like past kind of being cool, and they were trying to get on the cool wagon with WCW. Exactly. It's a little passe. It's just no one has their fingers on the pulse there. Right? No Diddy, but anyways, QT. I gotta stop that joke. That's a done joke. It's played out. No more. So QT Marshall cut like a, and then I was like, holy fuck, they got zero creativity. This isn't even ironic or anything. They're so focused on beating Bischoff and WCW, a dead company, that they've completely lost the plot. And then he was wrestling Black Machismo, Jay Lethal. So this whole thing, I feel like, is to take shots at Bischoff, and then obviously they respond to it with Black Machismo, Jay Lethal at the pay-per-view, and Karen at Final Battle, which I did watch, by the way. I could review that too maybe in a minute if you guys want, or maybe no reviews. Who knows? Let's get into all the hot news first. But yeah, so Jay Lethal came out as Macho. Karen Jarrett came out as the Sensational Karen, which I thought was awesome. And let me just think here. I like that. Okay, so QT came out. I liked it. Like on the Ring of Honor thing, it was cool. Okay, it was kind of like QT knows how to put on good matches, and it's not overboard. Now it did go a little overboard. There's a lot of false finishes kind of in there, and then they fucked up where Jarrett came out, the crowd erupted, guitar shot, then they wrestled for like 7 more minutes. It felt like that was a fuck up, right? But that's like Tony Khan's bad, I think, more than their bad. But yeah, it was like a decent match. This solo guy's a fucking he's terrible. He has not improved in the whole time he's been in AEW, in my opinion. But I was kind of going harsh on it, but I was also being an asshole. The point I'm trying to beat people over the head with is that they're so focused on Bischoff and WCW, because then later I retweeted it when QT came out dressed like Macho Man. I was like, oh man, I hope they sue him for blasphemy. Can you sue for blasphemy? I should have tagged Stephen P. New as well. Would have been funnier, but yeah, so I'm not like terribly mad at this. I was being sort of faux outraged, but QT actually went in there and like put a good match on with Jay for the most part. You know what else was good on that Final Battle, chat? The way, and this goes on Tony Khan actually. They had like a 5-way or like a 6-man fucking elimination, whatever, for the TV title. And Brian Cage came in as champion. And the order of how people were eliminated and how they got, now I'm not saying all the work in the match was like psychologically the best, but the crowd was super hot for like the ending portion. And Commander, who just this calendar year Meltzer was talking about, he's a job guy. Well, Commander's like a job guy, and Mortis is a bit above that or whatever. But Commander won the ROH TV title, and I will honestly give this to Tony Khan. He booked like a good 5-way bullshit random match, like the way the eliminations occurred. So like Brian Cage eliminated the first 2 or 3 guys. He just like murked them. Right. And Willie Mack was in there stunnering like some of the spots were goofy. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying anything about that, but just the layout of it was nice. And the crowd was super behind it. So like Brian Cage pins out like 2 or 3 guys. And then, what's his name? That guy, I forget his name. See, Marcus Davis, right? I believe that is that his name, Marcus Davis, or that guy who tag teamed with fucking Fletcher. This is the problem. You don't know anyone's names. The guy who teamed with Fletcher. And then he came back recently and was like, oh, bruv, you turned your back on us. And then he was on that random Dynamite match. You guys know who I'm talking about? Marcus whatever. You guys fucking tell me his name in the chat. So that guy like out wrestled Cage and then hit him with a pile driver and then finished him. 1, 2, 3. And it was like, holy shit. And the crowd erupted. It was dope. It was like, he just pinned him with a pile driver. Thank fuck, and it was nice too. The way Cage sold it. right? So this guy pins the champion. So there's still this guy, Commander, and this guy named Christian Blake left, or Blake Christian or some shit. And they're the only 3 guys left. But this Davis guy like pile drives Cage, pins him 1, 2, 3. I was like, wow, that's crazy. The crowd's erupting. There's going to be a new champ. Then this Christian guy, Mark Davis, that's his name. I think Marcus Davis was a UFC fighter actually back in the day. But then this Christian guy like low blows him. And then Davis is like, oh, and the crowd just erupts. He hits the ground. He gets pinned out. Low blow, just a low blow, pin out. It was like, damn. And then the Christian guy's just sitting there laughing like almost like Smeagol, like, haha. And then Commander comes in there. Then they do all their cruiserweight shit. And then Commander pulls off the win. And like their shit was a little, it was what it was. But Tony booked that. If he did, maybe someone else did, and we don't know. But I actually will give Tony props for that. One match was really good. The Jericho match went way too long. And Athena stole the title again after Billy Starks like lost the first match, and then they built up to it again for like a year or like 6 months. And Athena's had that women's title like forever. And why isn't she on Dynamite? It just makes no sense to me. And they had a solid match, but the crowd was dead by then. Like they were just fucking dead by that point. And Danhausen came back, and hopefully he stays back in some way. But even if he's on Ring of Honor, I think they're really spicing Ring of Honor up because they are making a play for a TV deal. I don't know if it'll happen though. But anyways, let's listen to Alfred Konuwa talk about Ricochet. That's my review of Ring of Honor Final Battle, by the way. Those were the noteworthy things.
AEW keeps burying Ricochet, this time with the Hurt Syndicate making him look like a complete goof. Ricochet got a business card from MVP and AEW's hottest stable weeks ago, but then when Twitter Ricky finally decided to cash in the golden ticket to Montel Porter and the Chocolate Factory, they were all like, nah. Let me see that card, man. They bullied this bald man right in the opening segment. I'm sure Twitter Ricky will eventually join the Hurt Syndicate, but there are hundreds of better ways AEW could have done this. People saw what they saw. They saw a continental-level wrestler get excused mid-promo like the quiet kid in the middle of an awkward show and tell. There's a perception of Ricochet as a mid-carder incapable of breaking through to the next level. Ricochet came to AEW to destroy that perception, but he ain't going to do that by kissing up to the Hurt Syndicate while still technically a babyface, because in the words of MVP, nobody likes a kiss ass. That's why AEW...
You guys let me know what you think about that. I think... it's not going to get Ricochet over, but if he's just their whipping boy like Yuta, I mean, this wouldn't be the first time they've gone that route with factions in AEW. So I don't fucking know, man. But shout out Konuwa, not to sound so pissy at your video, but it's just like, God damn it. He's just going to be their whipping boy. And I mean, is it shitty? Sure. But what do you wait till you see what happened to Ricochet tonight? He fucked himself, man. I'm telling you. He fucked himself. And
you what?
Not in the fun way. So at Wrestling Cover says Private Party is AEW tag champs and the Hardys is TNA tag champs in the same ring together. How cool is that? It's like, bro, they were all in the same ring like 2 months ago. No, I'm just joking. But they're at Hog Wrestling and HOG Wrestling. And here's Private Party, the AEW champs. And they're with the Hardys, the TNA champs. And you guys know if you watched AEW, they had like the Party Hardy crew. We're not going to watch this whole thing. But yeah, shout them out, I guess. They're allowed to do indies. No Ricky Starks. So Bandido, we're going to get Don Stevens for this. I'm going to turn the volume off. He fucking knocked himself out. Now people are shitting on the ref. So Bandido, they've been airing vignettes. This is how fucking dumb everything is, okay?
The best guy's Tony Khan.
And shout out Mrs. Cornette, gave me a DM here, and we're going to read it live on the show in just a bit here. But Bandido, he comes back. They're airing these vignettes about him. And, I'm not shitting on them too hard. I think they fumbled him. I was like, it should be him, like ripping his own wanted poster off the wall and whatever. But on Dynamite and Collision, they're airing these vignettes for Bandido, and then he returns at Ring of Honor Final Battle. And like they could have aired the vignettes like during Jericho segments of like Bandido ripping his own wanted poster, or like ripping Jericho's wanted, anything like that. They could have tied it to Jericho, and everyone's like, who the fuck is this? You know, coming after this dude. And then, you know, Jericho could have been like, Brian Keith, you're the bounty hunter. Go figure out who this guy, you know, you could make it a story and make it fun. But instead, Bandido just shows up to help Cardona out of nowhere. And people are like, oh, come on now, Phil. It's because he's going to be the ROH challenge for the title. Okay, then why are all of his vignettes playing on fucking Dynamite? Oh, well, people don't watch Ring of Honor, so it's got to be on Dynamite. Well, okay, you know, all right. I mean, these are the mental gymnastics we got to do to try and follow this shit. It's silly. Bandido returns.
The best guys, Tony Khan.
Hopefully he gets a push, but immediately when he gets back, he KOs himself. Okay? Now, I got to leave this small screen. I'll try and scroll it up a bit. I got to leave this small screen. I'm sorry. We can't listen to it. I want to show this so we don't get Don Stevens. I'll scrub through the actual KO part. You guys can see it on X. He fucking KOs himself. And now people are shitting on the ref. I want to give the ref credit because he, if you really watch the whole thing in full, he tells Big Bill, he's like, no, get the fuck out of here. Get out of here. And Big Bill powders out. He bails out of the ring, even though you can hear Bandido yelling. Because I saw this clip before I watched the whole event. But you can hear Bandido yelling, come here, Bill, come here. And he doesn't go over there because the ref's like, no. And the ref's yelling at Bandido, right? Because Bandido's still trying to go. So people giving the ref shit, no, man. Bandido was knocked out, and he got up and just started hitting moves on people. You know what I mean? Like, clearly knocked out. So here's a little Daddy Magic taste of what went down. But this isn't like the full context, okay? So let's watch this. He runs down, he taunts, right? Hopefully you guys can see this. I know it's small, I'm sorry. Oh, so look, he kicks him, then he goes to springboard, or pardon me, not springboard. He jumps off the top, KOs himself. You guys see his head jar? So then after that, he gets up, and I don't have the rest of it, and I don't want to risk. So look, he jumps off this thing, and then look, like slams his head. Here, I'll just play it again maybe because I'm trying to scrub through it, but it's so... He's knocked out. And then he gets up. First off, he doesn't just get up. It takes him like forever to get up, dude. Like 2 minutes. And this guy just came back from, I believe, visa issues and a very, very bad injury, I believe, as well. So he bangs his head. He's all concussed. He like slowly gets up. I don't mean to laugh. And Keith's just waiting there the whole time. Right? And you can tell everyone's like, what the fuck's going on? He gets up. He's all wobbly. But then he like powers Keith up for a move. And then he like kicks Bill. And Bill's like overselling for him and like goes all the way back to the other buckle. And then Bandido like stumbles back, like drunkenly almost, to the buckle. And then the ref's like waving it off like, no, Bill, get out of here. Then the ref gets out. And then they just sort of do their taunts and everything. And the crowd's just dead silent. Like, what the fuck just happened? And Bandido's trying to fire them up. And yeah, I just hope he's okay. And that will go down as like one of the most... Like, y'all remember when Matt Sydal debuted in AEW and he fucking went for the shooting star press, but he slipped on the top rope? That's like sort of what this was. This will go down as like, now you have to re-debut Bandido because this can't be it, you know? And it went so viral. I love Bandido. They offered him so much money to stay there. WWE did want him. And it is what it is, man. Lincoln Hawk for $10 says, never mad at any talent grabbing the bag. Exactly what I was saying just now. But there are consequences to decisions. So they have to live with looking like ass all over the world. I'd probably do it too. Yeah, man. All for the cash, man. But for real, dude. I mean, if the price is right, you know, if the price is right, you gotta do what you gotta do, man. But especially for your family and stuff. However, it's nobody's fault. Yeah, like I don't want to see bitching and crying on Twitter. And people reserve the goddamn right to roast mediocrity, okay? There's too much of it out there, okay? But yeah, I'm never mad at any talent. Even when I roast AEW, it's not like the wrestlers even. I got to clarify that. Like I want the best for all these guys, and a lot of them I see tremendous talent in them, you know? A lot of people do, obviously. They wouldn't be on these multi-million-dollar contracts and shit. But at the same time, when the management and creativity is so bad, they can only do so much. And so by proxy, they're going to get criticized. And that sucks. That fucking sucks. But it is what it is, man. So Adam Copeland is reportedly expected to return to the ring for AEW imminently. He has reportedly been cleared for action for a few weeks at this point. Shout out Adam Copeland. Can't wait to see him back. Tony will obviously tack on the year injury time, and then there's an option on that bitch. I give it 2 or 3 years. Edge will be back in WWE doing some sort of legend shit. That's my guess. 3 years. And yeah, he going to come back as one of the saviors of AEW? That's another thing we got to think about, okay? Yeah, Jake, we got to run them likes up, guys. We're airing live on both channels too, so it might be past the mark, and we just don't know. But yeah, so you know, Edge might be one of the saviors of AEW. That would be kind of dumb, all things considered, because he's a WWE guy. So this is the notice at Final Battle. They put out like a notice, a fan code of conduct. And this isn't even really a fan code of conduct. This is like a, hey, motherfuckers, we'll sue you if you fucking try and sue us or whatever. Like, we're not liable for anything you say we're liable for in this whole thing. It's basically like a warning, a caution, like, don't fuck with us, our lawyers are better. No, it's not that. I'm being very salacious when I say that. However, this is very weird. Like, this is so ominous. If you have a seat on the floor, you are at risk of being struck by persons, objects, barricades, and other items. Please be aware of the action. And like, what if you bought a seat on the floor and you didn't know this before? Then you're like, oh, you know, please be aware of the action as you are watching and move out of the way if someone or something is coming your way. By staying in this area, you assume all risks of injury to yourself and to your property. So, like, don't even come at us if you say you're hurt, because we'll fucking sue you. Tony Khan. That's what they're saying. No, it's not that rank, but isn't that so, like, you assume all the risk. Okay, so if this untrained asshole flies through a windshield that you have propped up on a fucking ladder and a table, and it hits my kid, I assume the risk of injury, bro. That is insane. And yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't think this would hold up, but this is them covering their ass. And why have this conduct? Exactly. Why have it? This can't hold up in any court. All Jake's saying. Yeah, for real, dude. It really can't. You know, Alt Jake, check your DMs, buddy. I'm gonna DM you check your DMs. But yeah, very ridiculous. So, moving along. Oh yeah, so the Mole says, interesting story behind this. The boss man listens to the Jim Cornette experience, and Jim often says someone is going to end up suing us because of the stupid stuff our talent does. So this is the first layer of defense, even though I'm pretty sure this wouldn't hold up in court. Yeah, I don't think it would hold up in any court. However, I also don't want to be the one to get a fucking one of those sticks, Moxley sticks in his forehead and my eyeball to find that out. You know what I mean? Is it worth the monies? I don't know. I don't want to be the one to find out. So I'm actually going to leave that bookmarked behind the scenes. PWT. Okay, so here is Ricochet from tonight's... that's not Ricochet. Maybe that toy is. But here's Ricochet from tonight's Collision. And the fans at the Hammerstein Ballroom, and I will big screen this, and I will risk the fucking yellow thing. And if I got to, I'll clip this and put it on Patreon. But they toilet papered him. And this isn't a joke. They threw fucking toilet paper at the guy instead of streamers. And he's like, what the fuck? I saw right before I came on air, Samantha Irvin posted a picture of her doing the suck it thing to everyone on Twitter, which is only going to help the cause, I'm sure. And Ricochet, and then Will Ospreay busted out dead laughing at him. And it's like, you couldn't bury this bruv any more than you're burying this bruv. You know? So let's watch this. They toilet papered him, and this is not a joke. This is right before I came on air. We're going to risk it for the biscuit. Get your super chats in. Let's go.
Holiday Bash.
Oh, I got to lower the volume, though. So, look, they're throwing shit, and it's toilet paper, dude. This isn't a joke. Toilet paper. And then Ospreay dies laughing like, dude. Yeah, it's funny as shit. But, man, you got to no-sell that. Or maybe you want to get on the fan side. But Ricochet's not supposed to be a heel, is he? Not fully. But the fans said, no, dude, you're boo-boo. You're fucking boo-boo doo-doo. You're caca. And it's like, damn, man, the fall-off has to be studied. No, this might even make him more over, especially if he goes really heel. Like, fuck you guys. He's got to have that Rocky Maivia moment where he's like, fuck you guys, man. But, dude, they TP'd him. Let's watch it in full. They're throwing shit at him. TP. The disrespect, man. They're putting no respect on his name. And he picks it up. And then Ospreay's dying like, okay. Damn. I don't know. Are you on their side? Like, here's the thing. Who's the baby face in this program? No one ever fucking knows in AEW. Everyone's just a shitty tweener. But fuck, man, if you're in that ring, you're like, I don't know. You got to stay in the ring. Why is he on the ground like, oh, it's the funniest thing ever, bruv? You know, makes no sense. And then he throws it back, and they're like, I don't know. They throw it back like the Cena shirt thing. Oh, man. He's heel 100%. He did in the match full heel. Good. I'm glad, because I didn't see the fucking match. I'm going to have to go back and watch it now. But, yeah, I'm super glad if he went full heel, and that's what we need. And I just don't know if Bruv should be out there laughing at him like that. I think that would be a better opportunity for Bruv to stand there and be like, yeah, you see what they think of you, Bruv, you know, yo, shit, mate, we're gonna, you know, and then instead of going out there and laughing like a kid, I just felt like that just made him look silly in the situation, you know, like you're about to fight this man or whatever. But either way, I'm glad he went full on heel. And that was AEW news, ladies and gentlemen. Round of applause for AEW news. Let's get into some WWE news. What? Let's scroll to the bottom here. You know, we got to go. Oh, there we go. We'll just leave that there as we check in. How much likes do we got on the clip channel? Hopefully we're at 100. If you count both channels, we're over. And yes, I stream to both channels now, but it's my prerogative, and that's why. But the replay always goes up on the other channel. Yeah, we're not at 100. Joining us on the show.
Oh, come on now, Eric.
Yeah, it's Tiffy time, but it's also the New Wave time.
I look and see it's not just me. So many others have stood where I stand. We are the young, so raise your hand. They call us problem child. We spent our lives on trial. We walk an endless mile. We are the youth gone wild. We stand and we won't fall. We're one and one for all. The writing's on the wall. We are the youth gone wild. Let me get wild. Yay!
Yeah. There we go. Okay, let's read what Mrs. Cornette DM'd your boy Phil here while we were live on the air. We're not going to put it on screen. However, I'll just read it to you all. So she says, "Gobble, gobble, motherfuckers." So I assume this is like a mass tweet out, and I'm just so honored that I'm involved in this. So she goes, "Happy holidays." And then she just lists a bunch of great Christmas movies: Die Hard, Gremlins, Trading Places, Boris Grinch, Charlie Brown Christmas, It's a Wonderful Life, The Man Who Came to Dinner, Bad Santa, all of the claymation puppet holiday shit. That's literally what she wrote. Silent Night, Black Christmas are in the queue. So those are her cues. What's in the queue? Those are her cues. That's what's in the queue for her and Jim Cornette. Round of applause for Jim Cornette, and a Merry Christmas to them as well. Round of applause to them. Happy holidays if you guys listening. Yeah.
Thank you. Fuck you. Bye. Boom.
So shout her out there. I'm going to check out some of those for sure listed. And thank you for the suggestions. Joining us now on the show is everyone's favorite, Alt Jake from Alt Jake. What's up, buddy? How you doing?
Well, I don't know about everybody's favorite. How you doing, boss? Good to hear from you.
Yeah, you too, man. How's it going?
I'm doing well. Got all our Christmas shopping done. Wife and I had a great dinner, so this is a perfect way to end the night.
Yeah, good shit. Yeah, I was doing some stuff as well, and I got a different setup going on here tonight, and it's good vibes. Man.
Right.
I'm having a great time.
Home
I'm
for the
little.
holidays.
I got like I got a stuffy ass head cold. Like yesterday, it started developing, but I've been like chugging this vitamin C stuff, and I'm like making sure I'm trying to get rid of it, and hopefully I feel a lot better. Hopefully by tomorrow I'm good to go. Because I don't know. I don't want to be I don't want to be all sniffly and cold and sound downed out and shit. Have to take some Dayquil or whatever for the fucking, for Christmas. That always sucks. I just want to drink Baileys and coffee and sing Christmas tunes. But yeah, dude. We got WWE news to go through. You ready for this?
Nice. Always.
Okay, we better hit the So here's Dominic on O'Shea Jackson Jr.'s pod, and he talks about how he's the reverse Undertaker.
I need you to be able to go home with a dub, dude. I'm 0-3 at Mania. I don't like that.
Yeah, that's
I don't like that.
That's right.
Which is crazy. It's insane.
Right?
I'm going to be the opposite of the Undertaker.
Well, Dom, look at it this way. Sean,
that's actually not a bad idea. Because then when he's mega over babyface one day, and then he finally gets that one win and snaps the Dom losing streak at Mania, I think that'd be sick.
Oh, for sure. And didn't Triple H lose like his first 4 or 5 Manias?
Hell yeah.
I don't think he won until he kept the title at 2000.
Yeah. Damn, that's a good call too.
Shawn Michaels is known as Mr. WrestleMania. I think he has 9 more losses than wins at WrestleMania. So,
yeah, but nobody cares about
Shawn. Says nobody cares about Shawn. Jesus, Dominic's so good. Yeah, he's so good. He just
I love this kid. He's so good.
So WWE's Ivar of the War Raiders told Giga Chad Van Vliet that he's dealing with permanent nerve damage following his neck injury. He's like, so I'm pretty good now, to be fair. I do have permanent nerve damage and nerve pain in my hands, and that will never go away. That's something I live with. But as far as everything else, I've got most of my mobility back to my neck. It's a little stiff now because I have another herniation, but I still have a very good range of motion. I credit that to yoga pretty much. Dude, DDPY. It legit works. I did it. Dude. Yeah, it's legit stuff. Then all my strength is returned to my arms, so I have no problem there. But I just have nerve pain right now, etc. So shout him out. He's back, tag champion. They put the straps on him, and hopefully we see something productive from this world tag title reign. Because as much as I don't like to admit it, man, Chris Connor's been right. It hasn't happened quickly enough to where the tag divisions are sort of seemingly slept on a little bit. But I think that'll turn around.
Yeah, Triple H loves tag team wrestling, so
yeah, it seems like they're adding depth to it, and I like the Naomi Bianca stuff as well. That's really good shit, pal. How like Naomi earned that other tag strap, and then when fucking Jade comes back, there's going to be beef there. And I hope that we get like a Jade faction of girls that like sort of the baddies, like she had the baddies in AEW, something like that, where
but done right.
They're the ones who turn heel. Like, even though Jade got attacked, she turns heel for some reason because of it or something like that. Obviously, like, it's her villain origin story. Like, obviously someone else is heel first. Like, whoever it is, I don't know if it's Naomi. Is it Naomi? I think they'll accuse
I think
her.
so.
Yeah. But then
I think
Naomi
it would
has
be
to
good
go
just
heel
to
and
her character.
yeah, but like Naomi as a heel, do you think that'll work? That's what I'm saying. Jade as a heel with like some gooners who can bump around for her and shit. I think that would be better than Naomi a heel. Or does Naomi and Bianca go, we both did it and they're both heel? That would be fucking crazy. They do a double swerve.
I'm
like
with
New
you
Day.
now. Have Jade bring up the metaphor girls.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Even
Yeah,
though Lash
no, you sold me.
Legend,
You got me. You sold me.
even though Lash Legend is like, I don't know. If I'm Jade, I'm like, damn, this girl's gonna take my fucking position here. You know what I mean? Like, Lash is impressive, dude.
Yeah,
You know?
and she's her improvement is through the roof. She's insanely good now, especially from where she was.
Okay. Here is Mark Henry performing his own theme song on
This is great.
fucking stage. Hopefully, shout out 3-6. Oh yeah, I love it. Oh. Somebody's gonna get their ass kicked. Somebody gonna get their wig split.
Somebody gonna get their ass kicked.
He's just on stage vibing. Beat him up, break his neck. Dude, I love it.
It was the best theme song.
Henry. Oh, dude, when 3-6 performed it on SmackDown, that was the coldest shit ever, bro. God, Mark Henry was so good.
Has there been more true theme song for anybody? Like, it's perfect.
Dude.
Like, yeah,
And
somebody's
during
gonna
that
get their
era,
ass kicked.
That
Yeah,
fucking
the Hall
run,
of
bro,
Fame.
where he was just destroying people, that was amazing.
That was the best.
And the whole crowd knows it. It's just 6 words. Beat him up, break his neck. There you go. That's all you got to say.
People know the real words.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus, man. Hopefully there's no N-words in there and there's no white boys yelling that shit in the crowd. No, man. It was made for the Fed, bro. Yeah, I like it. Omos, someone put in chat, Omos attacked Jade.
Oh, God.
Dynamite got 625K, and what I've been doing lately on the show, if you guys haven't picked up on it, I do a bookmark for AEW that's usually like awful, and then I do like a WWE account that likes to post shit like this and then I put the ratings in both sections because then we remind ourselves, right, in case anyone tunes in later. But Dynamite 625, NXT 708, and then Michael's just cooking, banging on the pans in the kitchen, doing the damn thing. He has been. So prayers for the Mysterio family. Rey Mysterio Sr. passed away today at the age of 66. Prayers up, best wishes and energies to the Mysterio family. And yeah, without this dude, there would be no the Rey Mysterio everyone knows today.
That's why it was Rey Mysterio Jr.
Yes, and Rey Mysterio Jr. went on to become, I think, inarguably the biggest luchador. Maybe like El Santo, you could argue, is like a bigger name, but like in his time, in his era, you know, maybe he was more famous. I don't know. Like maybe he made more money than Rey, but like overall. But all I'll say is that in Mexico, but in America / like around the world, I would say Rey Mysterio is the most famous luchador with the fucking coolest mask as well. No one. Here's the problem with all these other luchas. You're never going to get a mask as fucking cool and just digestible as Rey's version of what his grandfather or father is. Who's Rey Sr.? That's his uncle, actually, right?
His uncle.
Yeah, yeah. So his uncle's mask obviously inspired his, but his version, and you see the later version is basically what Rey did. But Rey's version was just so digestible for everyone. But yeah, best wishes and a legend, a pioneer. Without this man, there would be no fucking REY. Who's that jumping out the sky? You know, Mysterio. Here we go. And yeah, so prayers up. WrestleOps. Tweet this out. A new WWE behind the scenes series is coming to Netflix in 2025. Nice. So Netflix promoted this. We're going to get a little behind the scenes series. I can't wait. Jake, what do you think it's going to be like? Who do you think it's going to follow, or is it just going to be everyone?
I wonder if they're going to bring back, like, what was it, WWE 24 and like WWE 365 that were big on the network. And then they kind of like, they had a few on Peacock, but they haven't in forever. And I feel like this is why they're going to move all that to Netflix.
And they're going to showcase, like, they'll have an episode on Rhea, and then it'll catch you up throughout her career. Yep. Like, it's, we talked about it earlier in the show. It's amazing. You ain't hype. For $2 says thank you, F you, bye. Great show tonight. Yeah, dude, it's a fucking late night one. I like this too. We're gonna do this.
Thank you, fuck you, bye, boom.
And yeah, thank you. You ain't hype. But yeah, what is hype? What is hype is Rhea Ripley, new behind the scenes fucking series, and she's the face of it there. Good, and you know, WWE, man, they've invested in some of these talents for so long, and now they're getting on this Netflix thing, and this is so big for them. And goddamn, it's just, you want to talk about shit that's good for wrestling and good for the talent. WWE cancels NXT Level Up, and they're doing lots of NXT house shows, and the talent are killing it on those. And there's no need for Level Up. Why have these matches on TV? Have them where no one can see them, and where you don't have to put too much storyline into it. And I just agree. Get rid of this shit. I want to see less NXT, to be honest. Even though I love NXT, it's like some of these NXT guys do their best shit in NXT, and maybe that's a good thing. But you know, we didn't see Leaky on TV and criticize all his matches. You know what I mean? We fucking saw Roman Reigns. We saw a built product that had a machine behind it and a guy who's ready to carry the ball. So I don't know. Get rid of Level Up. I'm down with it. I'm okay with, hey, Raw's gonna go to 3 hours and SmackDown will be 3 hours, but there's no more Level Up. You know, I wasn't even who was watching this anyway, so John,
and like you said, the house show reps, that's really what's good.
Yeah, I think that's better, not being on TV.
I really agree.
Of it too. And then the Netflix, or pardon me, the CW show, the NXT studio show, is where you get your camera time and TV time in and shit. Working the hard cam, that's where you do that. And on all these house shows, they have cameras anyways, and they film everything, and they still have the camera guy go to the hard cam side and things like that if you go to house shows and shit. But anyways, though, this is what I found hilarious to me. We covered this on PWT, like when Cena came back and did that press conference, we were laughing so hard at the fucking press conference where Cena's like, yeah, I'm here to ask questions. And they're asking all these Bush League amateur fucking mean nothing questions that just don't mean anything. And Cena said on that night, he goes, I'm here for 42 or more dates. That's what he fucking said. And no one followed up like, oh, so you're on Raw like every week and shit. No one followed up with anything. He's just like, I'm here for 42 or more dates. Okay. How many weeks are in a year, Jake? It's a
52.
Rhetorical question. It's fucking 52. Yeah, we all know, bro. Right? It's a goddamn rhetorical question. Well, the point I'm making is he's going to be there for 42 or more of next appearances, and there's only 52 weeks in a year. Holy shit. Cena's going to be there like all year. Why is no one asking him about this? No one's asking him about it. So then all of a sudden now, WWE EVP Chris Legentil confirmed John Cena will be a full-time regular in 2025 for his retirement tour, including international shows. Cena cleared his schedule for 2025 and plans to give it his all in his farewell run. We getting full-time Cena run. And that's awesome. But my response is like, here's the thing. We already knew this because when Cena took all the questions after the PLE, he said flat out, I'm scheduled for 42 or more dates. Maybe I fucked up the 42 as well. It might have been 48. It was over 40 dates. We covered it.
No, it was over 40. Yeah.
Yes. He's like, it's 40. He named a specific number and he said, or more. No one asked him. I go, there's only 52 weeks in a year, and not one dirt sheet journalist hack who's there asking questions followed up with, so you're saying you're a full-time wrestler week to week? So this is a non-story. That's what John Cena was trying to get these people to ask and talk about. Oh, so because they're just like, oh, so around your filming schedule? And he's like, yep, I'm here 2025, I'm committed to WWE. It's like, ask about, so you're on Raw, like, okay, you're going to be there, like every PLE, you're going to be full-fledged. They're just like, are you going to turn heel? And all this Mark shit, like, why would they tell you that? Why would anyone tell you if he's going to turn heel or not? That's dumb. That's part of the story why we want to watch. Yeah, I'm going to turn heel and beat up Cody for the title. Tune in next week because you don't know what's going to happen. Fucking stupid, man. They just asked the dumbest shit. So anyways, to me, I was a little stressed out by, yeah, we already knew this, everyone. Not like at Elite Rockers, shout them out, but it's just like in general. I'm like, Jesus Christ, how the fuck did anyone have to confirm this? He tried to confirm it. No dirt sheets. I don't know. We covered it. I snapped. I buried them all. Either way, full-time Cena 2025. Can't wait. Big E says he still hasn't received medical clearance, but is pain-free. What do you think about that?
I'm glad to hear he's pain-free. Keep, I've thought he should stay away from the ring. It's a smarter move.
Yeah. Well, let's get a yeet for his fucking health. And hopefully he fucking comes back, man. And even if it's not like to wrestle full-time, I was saying, hey, imagine the next step is Xavier Woods and fucking Kofi beat down Big E, or like knock him out, and then people come to Big E's defense, and then maybe he starts managing a team or something. Who fucking knows? But yeah, I definitely am just happy to hear.
He's great at whatever he does.
Yeah, he's pain-free now. So that was the thing he was struggling with, we know. But he hasn't received medical clearance. Okay, at least he can live his goddamn life and not, you know what I mean? That's a scary place. We don't want him hooked on pain pills or any relying on any type of shit or anything. So yeah. Here's the WWE crew. This was amazing. Here's the WWE crew taking down the ring. We'll just watch this. And look, little Nate is here still to this day, helping, staying late, taking down the ring.
Here's the WWE crew taking down the ring right after an event, specifically Saturday night's main event. And do you see who I see? That's legendary WWE referee Charles Robinson. Seriously, what doesn't that guy do? If anyone should be in the Hall of Fame, well...
Dude, he should be in the Hall of Fame. He will be in the Hall of Fame. Legendary referee, doesn't age, timeless, literally and figuratively.
Yeah.
And the man is there helping. Like, he just loves his job, you know?
Yeah.
And that's all you can ask for in an employee or someone who works in the entertainment business. You got to love it. It's fucking taxing. It's demanding. You got to love that shit. Yeah. Little Nate ranks up there with me. Like, him and Earl Hebner are probably like my two goats.
Yeah. And like Mike Chioda. I always loved Chioda.
Yeah. Chioda was good as well.
Getting in people's faces. He was great. He had that like New York feel.
And Nick Patrick, just fucking nuclear heat with me, that guy.
Oh my God, yeah.
I couldn't stand like him getting involved in storylines and the way he'd whip his hand like a fucking, like he'd like whip his hand to the mat. Oh, nuclear heat. He reminds me, you know who should play Nick Patrick in a movie? What's his name? Danny McBride.
That's dead on. That's dead on.
Dead on, man.
Yeah.
That would be amazing. So Bill Apter tweets out. Bill Apter says, it has been erroneously reported on several outlets that Rey Mysterio's died. He has not. The original Rey Mysterio Sr., not the father of the current superstar, the Lucha Libre legend and uncle of Rey Mysterio. So, yes, a bunch of people. So, again, I was with family and someone asked me, oh, I heard Rey Mysterio died. And it was like, yeah, no, it was Rey Mysterio Sr. And they were like, oh, I saw actual Rey Mysterio. And it's like, no. So people botched that as well, trying to do the clickbait thing, I almost guarantee. Here is Drew McIntyre, who gets asked about AEW. And let's hear his response on AEW. And what a great fucking shirt he's got, Mrs. Doubtfire. And like all these characters.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a great
It's
shirt.
all the Robin Williams characters.
Yeah.
Thoughts on the AEW current product? Yeah, I mean, I'm happy to watch all wrestling, especially when I'm off. You know, I was out that 3 months when one person fucking called me the entire time I was out. And that's the chance for me to catch up and everything. You know, Impact, AEW, New Japan.
It's TNA now, Drew, you fucking noob. No, that's what the gatekeepers do. Actually, it's called TNA.
An independent scene, and I'm just happy to see so many people that I'm friends with making a full-time living.
Okay, so this is the whole thing, is that, oh, he's asked on his thoughts on AEW. This is how WrestleOps words it, right? But no, he was asked about AEW, and his response wasn't, oh, AEW, I'm just happy that so many people are making a full-time living and making money. He put over every federation and compared AEW to Impact and fucking all these other companies and said they're all doing great, and I'm happy they're making money everywhere. And so I just wanted to point that out. And I mean, yeah, wrestling's booming all around. People are making money. And of course he's happy for that. But yeah, he just did the WWE thing, and good on Drew. He knows what he's doing. He's smart. But yeah, he just lumped AEW together with like Impact and all that. He's like, when I get home and I get a little bit of time, I get to catch up on everything and not just AEW, you know?
It wasn't the case when I was fired in 2014 and reinvented what it meant to be an independent wrestler. Using social media, as I still do to this day, at the top level. It's been going since 2014.
Jesus, why is the cowboy hat showing up on him?
I have no idea. I've never seen a TikTok live.
Fuck me, man. That's just humiliating. It's like humiliate. It's like forcing everyone into humiliation rituals, I swear.
To rebrand myself, to see how much the industry grew.
Oh my God. Drew, we got your next WrestleMania walkout gear. Yeah. Lane or Lane Mitchell says 5 more likes and their goal is hit. Come on, guys. Oh, come on now, guys.
No.
Hit that like 5 more times, please, Eric. Oh, come on now.
Come on now, Eric.
It's the holiday season, Eric. Please get generous with your likes, even if you're hate watching the damn thing. And thank you very much, Lane Mitchell or Ian Mitchell. Apologize for botching your name. I'm a dummy.
In those 3 years, and led to so many places, to so many people, and making a full-time living is awesome.
Through the Dragon Steamboat.
Oh no! The fire comes out of his mouth like Jesus. That shit's hilarious. But yeah, here's Babyface, the OG, the OTC at the JDC hospital, visiting children to make their Christmas dreams come true.
Some fun celebration here today.
The U.S. title.
Awesome.
He's like, I would have brought my other one, but I got beat for it. So, Bray, and round of applause for WWE news, ladies and gentlemen. That was WWE news.
Yeah, it just makes sense for those to replace Access from back in the day, the WWE world, and have all that.
Give me that shirt, Drew. You like his shirt? I forget that shirt is the coolest thing ever. Oh yeah, all the Robin Williams characters. That's amazing.
Yeah, that was great.
So we're gonna get into some Dave Meltzer lore here. We're gonna laugh at him for a bit. I just need to check in with chat for a minute. Yeah, Dave Meltzer had a 5-star meltdown. What's being known as the 5-star meltdown or whatever. It's another one. He's just been giving me so many holiday goodies. Yeah, Flute's in the chat for sure. We're gonna play one. I'm just checking in with you guys. But yeah, it's been great to see all of these meltdowns like over the holidays, man. It's been a real good treat for myself. Right? Yeah, it's amazing going into the new year. He hasn't slowed up. He's in fact ramped it up. You know,
seriously.
Jake, have you seen any of his meltdowns as of late?
Yes, I probably haven't seen all of them because he's blocked me, so I'd have to make an effort to see him. But yeah, I've seen quite a few. Neckbeards has been posting a lot of it.
Yeah, the new thing I do is I be screen grabbing and then fucking posting them myself now too. That's because I hate having all of his. I hate having all of his. Yeah, it is, dude. I hate having all of his tweets trapped in my fucking bookmarks, though. You know, because it's if you block someone. Or if they have you blocked, you can bookmark their shit, but you can't unbookmark it from the computer.
Yeah.
You have to do it from your phone. So,
jeez.
Stressful, man. What do you have planned there, Jake, over the holiday season as we warm up our flutes and we get hydrated and we do what we need to do? What are you doing over Christmas and shit, bruv?
So we keep it pretty simple, but we've got a good plan because we do my wife's family on Christmas Eve. So we do hang with them for Christmas Eve, and then my mom and stepdad host Christmas Day, and everybody comes over there throughout the day. Different family members, my wife's family will come over. So we just kind of hang and have drinks and have fun. We keep it pretty simple. And then Hanukkah falls. The first night of Hanukkah is Christmas this year, so I'll be lighting the menorah at my mom's house, which is always funny because it was my dad who was Jewish. But He's
Yeah,
passed
so
away.
you guys do you do Hanukkah on that?
Yeah, I try to do more. I try to do as much of the Jewish holiday stuff that I can because my dad passed away.
Yeah,
it's actually 16 years ago yesterday actually. Yeah, or no, Tuesday the 19th. And so like, you know, I'm in my 40s now, but I still try to like honor what I can. Hanukkah is the easiest one to do because that was the one that he and I always did because my dad traveled a bunch.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's nice to do. And my mom really appreciates it, even though they weren't married when he passed away. Like they'd been divorced for a while, but she still appreciates it. So I'll probably light the candles over there and then we'll probably go home after that. It'd be fun.
Well, that's amazing that you still do that to like honor him and try and keep some form of tradition alive. I applaud that. And yeah, you know, prayers up for Jake's pops. And you know, this is what the holiday's about though, man. No matter what the fuck, Kwanzaa, if you're celebrating that, I don't know who still does, but if whatever you celebrate, Hanukkah, Christmas, all that, just the holidays, it's like that's the time of year to just reflect going into the new year and just, you know, do that traditional stuff. I'm all about it, bro.
Absolutely.
I honor family and stuff as well. So yeah, I love that. I love that, dude. Mrs. C. So is this Mrs. Cornette? Who is she? DM during the show. I have to assume if this is her. Happy holidays to you as well in Castle Cornette, and we love you. If this is
big fan,
her, I'm assuming, yeah, huge fan, and happy holidays with the flutes in the chat and the Christmas trees. Happy holidays to you all too. And yeah, me and my wife have knocked off some of those movies already, but we're gonna knock off some of those other ones you DM'd, assuming it is you. Howdy ho, and I watched every South Park Christmas episode because you got to give Mr. Hanky the Christmas mood, his love as well, right? A Jewish holiday as well, no? So
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely, bro. It's Mr. fucking Hanky, bro. So it is time, everyone. Flutes in the chat for Dave Meltzer's Christmas.
Yeah, that's great.
5-star meltdown.
Yes.
Moment of the week.
Oh boy,
cracking with your boy Melsa. Okay, so let's scroll all the way down, and I cleared this thing out, so we're gonna start from the bottom. Now we're here. So Meltzer said, "What?" Tweets out, there could be a new Wrestling Observer award added to the balloting this year for Ricochet as Geek of the Year. Now, Ricochet, we covered it earlier. He's a big thief. He's the through line of this edition of PWT Live Show, and he got choked out like a goof on Dynamite. However, I am optimistic about if he's the whipping boy, okay, or whatever, he wins them over. They did try to do that with Yuta. It's dumb, but they're trying. I'm too optimistic. Come on now, Phil. You're too goddamn nuts. Even Conrad Thompson ain't putting this shit over. No, but here's Brian Alvarez who ain't putting this shit over. And yeah, he's calling fucking Ricochet a geek and all that. And when you got Alvarez calling you a geek, it's
game over.
They will have a gigantic lead-in.
Yes.
And they need to open with Will Ospreay and Ricochet.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. But
they will have a gigantic lead in. They need to open with this match. Why? Why that match? Who gives a shit? Yeah. Anyways. Not to just shit on them, but like
I think there was college football on before or something that was leading into it or some shit because they're talking about Collision, aren't they?
Yeah, but they think like Ricochet and Ospreay are gonna keep everyone around. They're gonna switch it off anyways, man.
Yeah. I gotta say this. And I love the show tonight. I love the show tonight. But
I know exactly what you're gonna say. Do you have a biggest geek award in the Observer? Because I got a suggestion for you.
Oh my God, that was like if you wanted to do that segment, and God knows I have no idea why you would ever want to do that segment with the Ricochet segment with the Hurt Business. I have no idea why you would ever want to do it ever for any reason.
I think I might be able to explain it, but go ahead.
And this is why they threw toilet paper at him tonight. I swear to God, even Meltzer's shitting on this dude.
Okay, but even if you did, this was like the worst week possible to do it because it's like, okay, those guys, Will Ospreay and Ricochet are going to go out there. This guy is like, comes off as like,
they're gonna go out there and what? Dave, they're gonna go out there and have a super match. Like, what are you gonna do? Some fucking backflips, bro. The people watching college football just saw the cheerleaders doing that, and I'm not trying to be a dick. It's fucking what they just saw. They saw the cheerleaders doing the same goddamn thing right before, and that's the truth. So, like, do what, bro? Have a super match. Oh, they're gonna go out there and like these two guys and fucking 2013 in Japan were really dope. And I know you want to see it again. You know, they can't even afford to be doing the same shit they were doing back then, Dave. So I don't know. He's just Dave's just crazy with this, you know. They're gonna go out there and then what? And he always talks about they're super wrestlers. Okay, dude. Again, they just saw cheerleaders doing flips. What else are they gonna do? Sell their ass off? Are they larger than life? Those sorts of things. Ospreay doesn't fucking sell that good, bud.
Like the biggest geek in the world. I mean, just a horrible, horrible portrayal. It's like you're basically telling everyone that this guy is a freaking prelim.
Like, what would make college football fans stay on a show? Like hot girls and maybe like these larger than life freak dudes. Like you send Lashley out there, you know, against like another big fucking dude and let them have like a match. That would be, to me, I think, what would make people go, oh, okay.
Or MJF cut a hot promo, but that's not going to work now. But who's going to cut it on? Adam Cole again? Like, that's the same promo for a fucking year.
Yeah, dude, shit. That's the thing. What would keep people watching? They thought Swerve was going to keep, like, Miami Heat fans watching Collision, and that didn't work. So, who knows? And you can't send Moxley out there.
Or you can't send Mercedes out there. She can't cut a promo.
Oh, fuck
what are you going to do?
Cringe everyone away.
There's nobody on this roster that can keep
yeah.
anybody.
Fuck, man.
Nobody, right? Not worthy of anyone even caring about him, no matter how good a job he may have done in that trios match on the pay-per-view and all that. It's like he is just, the commander match or whatever. No matter what, this guy is he's low level. Then he's going to go in there on Saturday with Will Ospreay, and they're probably going to have. I mean, Jesus Christ, the Will Ospreay Darby Allin match tonight. My God, like that's one of the best TV matches of the year. And
now that match, I mean, yes, I buried it earlier, like the finish to it, but some of the spots were cool. But just the way Meltzer's like, oh my God, that's one of the best.
Yeah.
It's one of the best, like, physical moves, but goddamn, he doesn't factor anything else. Like, they're literally talking about how Ricochet's a low-level geek of the year. Meanwhile, Dave just gave his triple threat match. It's the best match ever. 5 stars for triple threat. The best triple threat of all time. And it's like, dude, based on just the flips. No, not that. I give matches that I don't like fucking high stars too. No, you don't, bro.
No, you give them like, duds.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's just craziness how his logic never tracks. You know, that's all I try to point out on this show. Like, he's just never consistent in his goddamn shit ever. And it's so funny to hear this where he's like about to call Ricochet Geek of the Year. But literally, but like a month ago, you gave him the best fucking match of all time or whatever. So,
that's one of the best TV matches of the year.
Of the year.
And
I need to fucking soundboard that.
The match probably should be as good or better.
This one should be as good as better, Brian. Well, why, Dave? Well, Ospreay does a flip and he falls down and gets up, and he falls down and gets up and falls down and gets up, Brian.
And Will Ospreay's really the most over guy in the.
He's really.
What was that?
He's really.
Did he eat the microphone?
Literally bagging him while he's saying it, dude. Jesus.
The most over guy in the company right now. And he's going to go 20 minutes back and forth in an incredible match with a freaking super, super talented geek.
With a super talented geek who's a low-level guy. So Dave just said no matter how hard he tries, he can't get over even with his super performance of the triple threat. That is the greatest of all time, and he can't get over. He's a low-level guy, and he's a geek. A super, super geek. A super King Kamehameha geek. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? You just buried him and said he's a low nothing, and then you fucking saying but he's a super geek. So, like, if he was a geek, but he's like a super geek. So, him and Ospreay. And then they threw toilet paper at Ricochet, bro. They threw the sickos in the Hammerstein Ballroom threw fucking toilet paper at him, man.
Jesus.
Yo.
And it's like, he didn't have to be a geek.
He didn't have to be a geek, but at least he's a super geek. At least he's a super geek, so it makes sense. So Meltzer tweeted this out in 2018. Meltzer says, someone asked him, do you think that in the future Ricochet and Aleister Black can do well in the main roster? And Meltzer says if they are pushed correctly, Black would do well, and Ricochet would be one of the biggest stars in the industry. Now he's calling him a super geek. Fuck, man.
Wow.
And Meltzer said what comes with the receipts, dude.
Yeah. He keeps him. He keeps all the receipts.
God damn. I love it so much. Emotional damage? Yeah, 100%.
Emotional damage.
That's so good. Oh my God. I might have to keep that.
You do.
Clip as
You
well.
have to you have to clip that, whatever that sound that he made was right before Ospreay's almost over. Whatever that was, that needs to be soundboarded. That's a gift. That is a gift to you.
Oh, I unbookmarked it because I'm a fucking idiot right there. I'll find it. Don't worry. Because he slobbered all over it. Glenn Gilberti.
It's so good.
It's a force of habit. It's like, get this out of here.
I get Dave get Dave away from me. No, I fully understand.
So we've been chronicling Disco Inferno's feud with Dave Meltzer over the months, the weeks. I'm not sure, but watch and listen to PWT and you'll fucking hear all about it. So Dave Meltzer said that some people are so bound and determined to believe AEW won't be profitable in 2025. This is the extreme version, of course, but hardly the only one. So we covered that before. Here's Gilberti's response to that, because we did show this tweet before. So there's a little refresher. Basically, here, I'll click it on the side here. Meltzer was saying, this guy's like, with all due respect, you're a shill for AEW. You'll blend your narrative to extremes in defense of them, etc. And then Meltzer's like, this guy's just so bound and determined to believe AEW won't be profitable. So we covered that before. Glenn's response to that, Disco, you are actually bound and determined to pretend people care whether AEW makes a profit. The majority would just like to see better creative content in front of a decent crowd instead of empty seats.
Bingo.
Facts. Yeah, facts. So I got tagged in this by Mike Glass. Uncle Dave did it again. So listen to how just unhinged this is, okay? So Jambeard at Brecker22 says, it's funny to see all the NXT cooked AEW tweets from accounts who choose to ignore the 4 years prior of AEW whooping their asses. No one's ignoring it, bro. The tide changed. They're winning the game now. So it's like, if they're winning the game, their fans are rubbing it in. That's any sport. Okay, right. If I'm down 5-0 and then I come back in the third and it's a hockey game and now I'm up 6-5 and we ain't going to OT no more and I tell you to suck it, I fucking have every right to do that. And you can cry about it, sure, but it's like you have to understand that now they're coming in with the W's. So now it's sports do this. So I'm just trying to relate it to sports.
Rivalry.
Yes, all these pussies talk about sports. Does any other genre do that? Yes, everyone's tribal. People hate the Cowboys. People hate the Colts, you know? So,
yeah.
But yeah, he's like AEW whooping their asses, especially during the head-to-head that got Triple H removed from booking by NXT and blah, 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 blah. Fine. And that is an L on Triple H. And then here's the thing. These people all act infallible. They all act like they're perfect. They've never done anything wrong in their entire lives, or they've never took an L. You learn more from L's than you do if you just take W's your whole life. Tony Khan has only taken W's his whole life because he's a fucking billionaire. It's kind of hard to take an L when you can just pay for anything your heart desires. So it really, truly, like, you don't really know what an L is. So he's never really sure he's taken some L's here and there, but that's why he's coping with all the L's he's taken with AEW, because he's unable, and he's not changing because he's unable to even understand how to learn from this shit. Because you learn it young, like hopefully your parents sort of instill this in you young, and that's why people like Eric Bischoff, rational people, go, yeah, he makes sense. And you know why? Because he fucked up before, and he's not this blithering idiot. He's not Herb Abrams screaming into a microphone, sweating. He's fucking Eric Bischoff, right? He's Eric Bischoff, who like is a competent guy who's, is that the right word? Yeah, it is. And he's not like he's never fallen off his rocker with alcohol or pills or anything. Not that dismisses anyone, but he's a guy who failed at this shit, but he came so close to being
and
the
he's also
one.
been successful in other things too. Like he had a really successful television company with Jason Hervey for like over a decade. So like, yeah, and he actually knows what business is.
And he came so close. Like creatively, he had great stuff. He had terrible creative shit. He had to deal with the networks when they were favorable, when they weren't favorable. So he would know because of what he fucked up. He can go, dude, this is what I wish I did more of. This is what I wish I did less of. This is what I wish I did instead of this. Oh, I know times have changed. Hey, the last decade I've had a production company, so I'm not like I might not be as plugged in as I was, but once was. But like, God damn it, I still somewhat understand these things. And like, I've only been in entertainment forever and stuff like that. So instead of trying to like compete with a Dutch Mantel or a Bischoff, you can learn from them. And everyone says old podcasters like it's a bad thing, but what does everybody say? And what does PWT and Phil Marks say here all the time? What's old is new. And now you're hearing other people say that shit too, right? But what's old is new, like just the storytelling and the pacing and a fucking wrestling match, bro. That's what we want. People like that more. That's why we watched that video earlier of that girl going, the ding. She meant the dong, the Undertaker dong.
Yeah.
Like in me, right?
I've seen it, yeah.
But the ding, she says, right? And it intrigued her because what the connotation, what it meant. That ding means more than fucking that flip sequence where Darby does the thing. And if you don't understand that in pro wrestling, then I don't know what to tell you, bud. Like, I just don't know. Just difference of opinion. You subjectively like the flips and shit more. However, if you challenge Dave with that, he will deny and say, no, I vote matches I don't really like. I've actually boosted a 4-star match then, couldn't even touch a 3-star match now because my tolerance has gone up. It's like, what are you fucking on, bro? But anyways, this guy's coping, and then Meltzer responds, I pity them. He pities
because he's
people.
In Bischoff's head. Dude,
he pities people who say NXT cooked AEW in the ratings when they
You what?
or like specific people who don't take into account the 4 years prior. So like 10 people, you pity them. Why is that like a pity thing? Dave, I think you're pitiful. That's what I think. So Dave says most know better since it's almost 2025. Most know better. Like fucking people are dogs, and he's like Caesar Milan. you know better. Like hit you, like fuck you. And he goes, there was no actual race, but on Tuesday, one guy ran 100 yards. On Wednesday, another guy ran 110 yards. The guy on Wednesday ran his full 110. In the same time, the other guy ran 80 out of his 100. Whoa, what the fuck are you talking about?
Best guys, Tony Khan.
What are you talking about?
This fucking sicko whisperer over here.
Jesus Christ. What are you even saying right now?
Spewing nonsense. Just nonsense.
My guy. What the fuck are you talking about? And then on Wednesday, so they ran 110 yards. They got less viewers, Dave.
Yeah,
what are you talking about?
Because there's more TVs that have the CW. That's his point now.
Oh my God. And then everyone's debunked that already, though, about how many people watch it, though.
Yeah.
Right?
Because you gotta get it, because you have to have a digital antenna now to get broadcast TV. So he's just like, all these tables have TV. Well, not everybody. Like, I don't have a broadcast antenna because I have, that other setup. Like, it's fine. It's like, but Jesus Christ.
Dude.
Oh, this literally like hurts my brain. I read this earlier today and I was like, what? Hang on.
Jesus.
Like, I had to read it like 3 times to really try to. And it's still.
But he goes, he says, but they weren't racing to begin with. So why weren't they racing though? It was the Wednesday Night Wars, dude. Everyone was on TV talking shit, and you were talking shit, Dave. Holy fuck.
But they weren't. Yeah, no. Oh my God.
There was no actual race, but on Tuesday, there was no actual race, but let me explain how there was a race. So there's a tortoise and a hare, and actually one on Tuesday ran 100 yards, and the tortoise said, no, I'm going to go slow for 110. And because he went slower, the best guy's Tony Khan.
Yeah. The best guy's Tony Khan.
Oh my god, dude, that shit is hilarious. So I posted a bunch of these. Dave had a full-on melty. Are you guys ready for more?
Let's go,
Dave. Yeah, you have full-on melty here.
Let's go.
So here we go. I don't even know where to start with these. We'll just lick them off. So this guy John Powell says Dynamite's demos are about the same as NXT, but big fish, small pond. There's a steady, gradual decline in Dynamite's numbers from 2022 to 2024. What's deeply concerning is AEW cannot spike ratings, etc., etc. Meltzer goes, not a surprise if you study history.
Oh, God.
Like, what kind of history? Like, fucking American history? Or
French Revolution was what I was going to go with.
Yeah. Are we talking about, like, fucking the history of science, or like what are we talking about here? You know, ancient aliens, Dave? What are we studying the history of? The history of pro wrestling or number 2 promotions? So, you know, he's like, only difference is today TV success is far more valuable due to fragmentation of television, so they can survive and thrive while not being competitive in numbers and popularity with the top group. I mean, yeah, they can survive and thrive, but they're not thriving. Well, no, I don't think they're thriving. No, I would argue they're not thriving. So they survive, but they're not thriving. That's the problem. Why is every other wrestling company thriving but AEW and Ring of Honor? That's all anyone's saying, Dave. And you're like, well, they are if you study history because they're making more money than WCW did. But, well, where's the proof of that? Well, I just said it. There's no proof of it. So Dave goes on to fucking, you know, this guy says that's still a horrendous number for fuck's sakes. Meltzer says anyone who says Raw, Dynamite, NXT, or SmackDown numbers are anything but good shows a total lack of understanding television. I mean, I could get it before October too, but after, so whatever. And then someone responds with Steiner math, and he goes, they spell 555 million. So now he's on this thing. So first it was upward. So all we know is that WBD agreed to upward 185 million or whatever. So let's say, okay, they give 200 million. Husey allegedly, what he's heard allegedly is that fucking the cons are actually like bankrolling some of that as well, which it's a company. So you can't, we don't know, bro. It's not public. We don't know. We don't even know who's all bought into this thing already. Jericho. Meltzer, maybe. You know, so the whole thing here is now so then he says, you know, 270 million was what he was saying, I swear, guys, last week on PWT. No, chat will remind me. What was he saying? 270 by the end of, he's saying 555 million. Now, is he talking about WWE's deal, or is he talking about,
I think he's talking the length of AEW's deal, because it's a was it a 3-year or 4-year deal at 185 a piece? I don't, it's Meltzer math. I don't know.
Yeah, what the fuck though? Like, so who said this ever but him? That's the part where it's like, Dave, you realize you got worked by like a Fightful Discord server thing that you thought was an internal
185
memo.
times 3.
And
it's 185 million times 3. That's what he's getting it from. He's taking a 3-year deal for 185 million.
So where does he come up with this? So the 185, but they said upward 185 a year or whatever. So like how is, so he's saying minimum 185.
He's guaranteeing they're going to get their max. Yeah,
buddy. I okay, maybe
with these ratings, they're going to get their max for 3 years. That's what he's saying.
They're absolving that company. Like WBD might not exist, and then what?
That's not going to. These movies are not going to get as much money as they need to.
You don't think, bro? I hope Superman does well. It looks so good.
I feel like they just put too much into it. Like there's like how many characters they need to introduce.
Yeah, that's what I didn't like. It was like slow down, man. But I also get it. But I also get it. Like, we can't just have an origin story like Spider-Man. They just threw him into the MCU.
That's true.
But anyways, though, speaking of Batman, Dave Meltzer likes Batman and Gotham. Meltzer says, actually, so someone says this analogy makes 0 sense. LOL. Meltzer says, actually, it does. 10% more. 18 to 49 viewers get the station. 10-yard head start. 1 by 20 yards. 20% up from 210 is 252. 252. 381. Watermelon Hut. What the fuck is he talking about? Mahomes, I'm a top football reporter. So Daniel Allman says that's still a horrendous number for fuck's sakes. Oh yeah, we read that one. Terrible. So Dave is just losing his mind. And then Meltzer says, funny, AEW has done streaming and I've explained it the same way. And Corbs goes, nah, oos. Uncle Dave already called out the streaming numbers for Peacock when Saturday night main event happened and made some excuses. So be prepared when AEW goes to Max. He will be radio silent. Funny, AEW is done streaming and I've explained it the same way. Yeah, but Dave, you're not gonna when the numbers aren't well and people find out about it. Seems like you choose to spend most of your day defending AEW. If we did a poll of your tweets, I say 85% are AEW. That a choice by you, sir? What the reason for it? And you've been doing it for years. Meltzer says, we actually did tests here many times. Dave's in the lab doing fucking tests, man. Doing like
Dr. Meltzer.
The best guys, Tony Khan.
Oh my God, dude.
Oh my God.
That's amazing. We did tests. They were scientific. Actually, they have tested them in Batman did this test against Superman one time. Gotham. He goes, I would write the exact same thing about AEW and WWE on successive days. Okay. So, Dave, here's the problem. So you were writing fake shit to try and do this social experiment that you didn't tell anyone about. And then when people were outraged that you were writing clearly fake shit about either thing, you're going to then spew these fake fucking numbers. And Dave comes to the conclusion that people were outraged when he was doing fake shit. That's what he's about to say. I haven't read ahead. He's about to say that 90% of these people were outraged when we did fake shit. But you were doing fake shit, bro. And you just copped to that. That's what's crazy. So you wrote the same thing even if it wasn't true? What do you mean you wrote the exact same thing? How could you possibly write the exact same thing about AEW and WWE?
Doesn't even make sense.
On successive days, unless you were just doing it for this experiment, to which then people were outraged by some faux shit you wrote for this experiment. What the fuck, dude? He's so dumb. Anyways, the amount of people complaining were 88 to 97%.
What?
Wait.
You what?
Hold on. Right? 88 to 97.
Survey says.
Dave. Yeah, surveys. Huh? 88 to 97. The amount of people complaining were 88 to 97%, usually 95-ish.
I want to see these tests.
Whoa.
I want to see these tests. I want to see the numbers. I want to see it. Let me see these numbers. Let me see the tests, Dave.
Bro, so he's saying he did this more than once, first off. So you just write fake shit and do little experiments you don't tell anyone about, and then you're like, and then 95% of the people are outraged and you don't understand why. But then he says complaining were 88 to 97%. Okay. It's like 9 percentiles. Then he goes usually 95-ish. So like 96 or 97? Like what the fuck are you talking about? You already said 97, 95-ish. So like 1, 2, skip a few, keep a couple, or a thruple, like what the fuck are we talking about? But he goes about what I said about, so he goes usually 95-ish about what I said about AEW. About what I said about AEW. So yeah, that should explain it all. That should explain what all. That doesn't explain anything. That explains that you're admitting.
Goddamn sense.
Dave, this is all that it explained, is that you admit that you're lying in your shit to do this random weird experiments on your fucking $14.95 Black Friday sale, $7.81 subscribe. And you're doing these like tests and not telling or whatever, and you're just writing bullshit. And you're surprised that almost 100% of people were outraged by fake bullshit. Crazy how this man does this. And well, I guess I'm here to call him on it, but it's like, goddamn, this is actually
that hair dye is just seeping into his brain. It just has to be.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my God.
So Dave Meltzer responds to Neil Baker, who says, what were the Raw numbers? Total viewers, prime demo. What? Someone tagged me underneath here. Riddle me this, Pro Wrestle Times. If AEW was valued at $2 billion a full year ago, why is it only $2 billion after signing a massive TV deal months ago? Was the $2 billion a lie then, or is it a lie now? Exactly. He just called it out. We got So yeah, Meltzer responds, posted about them already and have all the details regarding it tonight. Also wrote a brief story on it. And then this guy goes, still got beat again by NXT. This is Neil Baker. And then Meltzer goes, kind of sad how much hate you have, particularly since you work in TV and know better. You know better. It's always like, Dave, he does know better than you. That's why he's refuting what your stupid ass is saying. And you're too dumb to know that if he works in TV. I didn't fact check his shit, but I wouldn't put it past Dave to see the Neil Bake show and have him go, you work in television, and not even check it out himself. However, it's kind of sad how much hate you have. What's the hate? He's just stating an objective fact, and he wants you to state the objective fact. Miss October 30 for $2 says, why aren't Sickos or Dave buying everything AEW? Why isn't anyone buying everything? You know, because they're just fire. They don't stand on business. A lot of it's social media noise. You see it in every other entertainment field as well. Politics, everything. Everyone's faux outraged and not really. Some people get a kick out of just trolling and shit. I don't think Dave's doing that though, because I don't think he's this smart to be like this good of like a dumb fuck. Like it takes a true genius to do that, and I just don't think him and Alvarez, I think they're really in denial. But anyways, he's saying like it's kind of sad how much hate you have. Like, okay, Dr. Dave, just diagnosing people with fucking hatred. So Meltzer the Grinch says,
what test did you run? What test did you run? I want to know these tests.
I know, dude. Like, let's fucking see. I need a peer review. We're gonna PWT peer review that, study that shit, and I'll let you guys know.
Peer review. That's what I was thinking. Thank you.
Yeah, give me a fucking study, and I'll read it, Dave, and I'll be honest. If you can prove that, I'll fucking agree with you. But yeah, Meltzer goes, don't have the chart placing yet, but AEW Dynamite did 625K, 0.19, highest rated show on TBS since 11/20. That's not a good thing. That number is not a good thing that it's the highest rated show. So this guy says, yes, and NXT ranked higher again. And Meltzer goes, so you have never looked at a TV ratings chart in how many years? Yeah, Dave, his name's KX and his name's that boy Brady 12, and he's not a TV guy. He doesn't give a fuck. And you're not a TV expert. You've worked a bunch of fucking marks into thinking that you are, and you're not. And he goes, you've never looked at a TV ratings chart in how many years? Also, even if it was true and it's not, cable charts and network charts are different to begin with. And then it's like, yeah, dude, we've disproved that with the numbers time and time again. And also, you can prove that NXT, this is what Raj was pointing out, NXT is helping increase the CW's overall viewership, whereas AEW has lowered TBS's and shit, TNT's, what they had before or whatever the fuck. So CW's thriving with NXT on it. So yeah, this whole pity them, most know it's better. It's almost 2025, all this shit. So Bischoff responds because he's like, nice. Fuck this. Yes, exactly. Yeah. I love it when Bischoff pops in. And Bischoff goes, Dave Meltzer is the most out of touch, desperate, and delusional dirt sheet geek out there. The harder he tries to prove his point, the more obvious it becomes. He gets what little validation he's capable of getting from the fractional percentage of equally desperate, out of touch geeks like him who need a club that actually want them. Fucking cooked him. What do we got to do to get Bischoff on a Dave Meltzer dumb moment of the goddamn week? We have to make it happen. Shout out Bischoff. And then we get more. So this guy, Hugh Ramage, says Meltzer has to be one, or if not the most idiotic wrestling journalist reporter there has ever been. What did WWE do to upset him so much? And how much does Tony Khan really pay him to talk absolute bollocks? Sap is just behind. And then Bischoff responds and says, I don't believe Tony pays him. Dave is I agree, man. I don't think it's actually like a paycheck.
Same.
I think if anything, Meltzer could be bought in like 1%, 2%. I could see that absolutely. But anyway,
he hitched his wagon to it. Like he hitched his wagon to it early, and he just won't let go.
And you guys got to remember, he hitched his wagon to it before AEW is even a thing. He was saying like, "Oh, if WWE signed Ospreay and Omega, it'd be game over." So this is something he's believed for a long time.
Yeah.
But anyways, though, he says, I don't believe invested in the okay, he goes, Dave is emotionally and disturbingly invested in the perception of AEW success. Why? Because Tony and Dave had a similar view of what AEW should be in order to be a success. From Dave's exclamation of Tony's intellect and knowledge of the industry, the 2-time Booker of the Year award, the ridiculous emphasis on Dave's version of great matches, and so much more. The fact that the product absolutely sucks and is an embarrassment to the genre exposes not only Tony for being clueless, but Dave as well. His dirt sheet wet dream is circling the toilet bowl, and Dave's inability to relate or recognize that reality is the reason he makes such a clown of himself every time he attempts to defend spin. And it's like, dude, is Eric Bischoff listening to PWT? Because, bro, we break down the fucking Dave Meltzer spin all the time. We break it down all the time, the famous Meltzer spin. And he's told his listeners, his audience, his viewers, his readers how to do the spin as well, how to partake in the spin as well.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like coaching almost.
Yeah, it's grooming.
Whoa, come on now. Hey, now.
My bad.
We retired the Diddy jokes. No, just kidding. So
no
yeah,
Diddy,
Neil Baker goes, hate? Come on now, Dave. Did I use adjectives? Get personal? Just pointing out the truth. And then Meltzer goes, kind of sad how much hate you have. Yeah, so we talked about it. He's coping. This is a 5-star Meltzer meltdown.
Yeah.
So speaking of 5 stars, Meltzer gave Mercedes Moné versus Hazuki for the New Japan Strong Women's Championship 4.75 stars.
You what?
Good for him if that's what he likes, but yeah, okay.
Yeah.
And then he gave Will Ospreay versus Darby Allin, the Continental Classic Gold League at AEW Dynamite, 5 stars. Now, I'm sorry, guys, but in a year where CM Punk, Drew McIntyre, and Hell in a Cell takes place, you're not allowed to have other 5-star matches. Like, you know what I mean? That's the fucking 5-star. Was it as good as that? Hell no. No one will remember that shit.
The main event of WrestleMania 40.
Exactly, bro.
Like those are your 2 of this year. Like that's it. Like there's nothing else.
Exactly.
They got a better pop. Like those 2.
Yeah, and that sold the most, and that told the best story, and that really evoked the most emotion. And yes, those flips and shit were dope, but this is just another match in this Gold League tournament, and the moves were maybe 5 stars, right? The athleticism, the fucking bumps or whatever. But this to me, dude, in a year where exactly that Mania match and that Punk match exist.
Yep.
This match can just not, it can be 4 stars, maybe you could argue to me, but it just can't be a 5-star. I'm sorry.
Seriously.
If your limit's 5, but Dave's is a Richter scale, an Andy Richter scale, and it just keeps getting bigger and bigger and funnier, just like Andy Richter. And so, yeah, he's just coping, and it's all good if he gives this 5-star, but I mean, goddamn, it means nothing, and Dave has ruined his goddamn reputation doling these out.
Yeah. And never giving one to Kurt Angle.
It's mind-boggling.
I got nothing.
It's mind-boggling. So this guy says, Jesus, Dave, you're losing your damn mind. I love this. It's like, I know, Jesus, Dave, you're losing your damn mind. And Dave's like, and I even tried to dumb it down for you.
Oh, God.
Yeah, Dave, and you just sound dumber and dumber.
Yeah.
Because you can't convince people bullshit isn't bullshit. You can't feed someone a spoonful of a poop and tell them it's chocolate pudding and convince them, bro. Their taste buds aren't going to lie to them. You son of a bitch. So moving along, this guy Imperium X83 says AEW is a distant second to WWE, but you tweet more about AEW than any other promotion. At least 80% positive tweets. That's why people may assume this. And Meltzer says, did you ever notice what I'm replying to? If anti-WWE weirdos want to be slapped around with facts, I'm here for that as well. Oh, shit. Oh, my God. Dave summoned the E-Food. If anti-WWE weirdos want to be slapped around with facts, I'm here for that as well. You're not slapping anyone around with facts. You're lip smacking fucking Osprey's nuts. Osprey earlier in the fucking show, dude. Did you ever notice what you're replying to? You're replying to a bunch of bullshit. You're the anti-WWE guy. You're the anti-WWE weirdo, is what he's pointing out. If anti-WWE weirdos, so you,
and everybody people reads your shit.
Yes, and people slap him around with facts, and he's like, I'm here for that as well. And it's like, we know, but Dave, you're like opposite day. You don't realize like you're right, but like not for the reason you think. Like, you're the anti-WWE weirdo getting slapped around with facts all the time. And yes, you're here for that, but you don't realize the lights are on, but no one's home, buddy. You're fucking dizzy at this point. So the Midnight Rider says Dave would only know if he had access to AEW's books. And this is what I'm saying. And only a minority owner would know any of these things. So either Dave's a minority owner and he has access to the books, or Tony Khan has allowed him or just explained it to him, or he's just completely inventing and making shit up out of his ass. And Bischoff says, and if he had access to AEW profit and loss audited, as well as the terms of the TV deal, he would be able to answer a simple question. What is the dollar value of the in-kind promotion that is included in the license fee? In-kind values can be calculated into the price of the deal, but don't represent actual revenue within the face value of deal. So, of course, if he had access to the terms of the deal, he could deny that any of the in-kind dollar amounts are reflected in the advertised value of the deal. Now, Bischoff's getting super technical here, but just take him for his word above, a Meltzer. So, yeah, I don't really know how to break this down better because I don't know about in-kind dollar amounts, but basically they're just pulling back the curtain, and Bischoff's like, dude, if he knows this, then he has to know this. And if he can't answer, like, here's WrestleGraphs, MJ from NJ, now WrestleGraphs for whatever fucking reason, goes, here's an exercise using the most favorable inflated estimates of AEW's revenue in 2025 compared to how the public markets view WWE, etc. Here's some charts. Obviously, let's just look like we know. We don't have to break this chart down. We know AEW down here, WWE up here, So Meltzer and then that's why Meltzer shifted the narrative of like, oh, challenger brand, they can't challenge WWE, so it's number 2 promotion, and that's to try and shit on TNA, GCW, MLW, everyone they're actually in competition with, and that's to try and shit on Bischoff and WCW because they're more concentrated on competing with WCW, a dead promotion that WWE owns, and owning Eric Bischoff and Dutch Mantel than they are actually focusing on their own shit. And then Baydala goes, Eric, just box him at StarCast. And it's like, Baydala, shut up. Just shut. He's like Meg. Baydala's like fucking Meg from Family. He's like, Baydala, shut up.
Shut up,
like
Meg.
Shut. So good. Shut up, Meg. I love it.
So a lot of my family's from that area. I could do that accent pretty easy.
God.
So
Dave Meltzer says, send me the date. So look at this. So then he goes at it with Bischoff, and it's amazing. And so Bischoff earlier said Meltzer is the most out of touch, etc., etc. We read it, delusional dirt sheet geek out there. And then sorry, I'm just reading. I'm getting a text here. But I'm pulling a Meltzer here. Okay, so Meltzer says, send me the date of your podcast where you first said AEW would be the second most profitable pro wrestling company in history. Bro, no one said that because nobody's thought that, and nobody, it's so ridiculous.
What have they invested for what have they made? You can't be profitable until you get a return on your investment.
Exactly. And it hasn't happened yet. And that's the fucking problem, is that when it happens, okay, talk that shit. But you talked all this shit before and then it didn't happen. Not to mention, here's the thing, right? Send me the date of your podcast where you first said AEW would be the second most profitable pro wrestling company in history. He never even said that he said that is the problem. You know, like where are you even saying that about Bischoff, bro? It's like such a weird thing Dave's doing. He's just inserting this stuff, arguing with himself in his head. I have no idea. But yeah, Dave says more than $150 million per year in rights fees. I'll accept that one since that was the starting point in talks. Dave, you didn't say this. Dave didn't say 150 million. He was saying 2 billion. He was posting that fake Fightful thing, bro. Dave Meltzer did not call any of this. Your boy Phil is more accurate than his stupid ass. And I was just fucking going off what Dose and Bischoff were saying and fucking what people were throwing out there. Dave Meltzer wasn't even this accurate. So why is he like, tell me where you said this? All these things would happen. But Dave, you were wrong about the shit too. Dave had to go on a show and say, oh, you know, the deal should come together anytime now. It's weird. You know, I thought it would come together by now.
Yeah.
Full of shit, man. And this is like gaslighting, you know? And then he's like, so more than 150, I'll accept that one since that was the starting point in talks, not the 185 ending number. If it's earlier than I said, you're ahead of the curve. If it's after me, you're behind. If you still haven't said it yet, you're either lying or a con. Not Tony Khan, but like a con, like a bad one or the other.
What?
Such projection, dude. Meanwhile, you're the liar and the con, which is sort of the same goddamn thing. You're either a liar or a con. A liar about what? It's just so crazy to me. Here's the thing, Dave. I don't know where Dave like brought that up to try and prove like, no, I'm more of ahead of the curve than you are, Bischoff. Like, I don't know. I'm just trying to read Bischoff's thing again. He gets to prove his point. The more obvious it becomes, he gets what little validation he's capable of getting from the fractional percentage of equally desperate out-of-touch geeks who like him. And then Dave responds by talking about, if you didn't say this before me, then you are a fucking fraud or a con artist. I don't really get where he just jumped to that, Chatham. I often like, what happened where for $10, Jimmy B says, shut up, PWT. My job just closed down and laid everyone off. Holy shit. So I'm getting hammered in Minecraft. Love you guys. Also, I'd give my left nut for a stink face from Liv Morgan. Hey, fair enough, bro. Dude, I'm so sorry about your job and everything.
Yeah, that sucks.
You will land on your fucking sorry, I'm a dick, right? I gotta do Jimmy B. I gotta give you a Conan though. And you will land on your feet. I'm confident. Everyone, best wishes to fucking Jimmy in the chat. Give him your best wishes and love, okay? And getting hammered is a good way to deal with that for the first night. And then after that, don't continue it. Just, get up on your feet. You'll do fine. And thank you so much. I'm glad you're here. And make sure you're tuned into the Christmas show too. You ain't got shit to do, so I expect to see.
You ain't got to be looking though.
Yeah,
a lot of companies just do their budgets at the beginning of the year. So if it's gonna happen, not the worst time. I'm a corporate recruiter in my real world job, so shout out to me, Jimmy. If you need anything, hit me up on Twitter. I can try to help.
There you go. Hit up all J.
Yeah, hey,
PWT Universe, PWT family, there for each other.
I'm a professional recruiter in my real world, so
especially at Christmas and at times of goddamn need. Thank you, Jimmy B.
We got you, Jimmy.
And fuck them for laying everyone off. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's rough.
Yeah.
4 days before Christmas, harsh,
brutal. So Eric Bischoff quote tweets and says he doesn't even realize he just proved the point of my post. Delusion, denial, and exactly, Dave is just being delusional and denying this shit. And Bischoff has been right so many times, especially about the ratings. Ho Husey. It's Husey. Hello, ho. He's going to be on the show tomorrow. We're going to record a pod. I'll drop it like Monday for you guys. Yeah, he's got like 6 or 7 headlines, alleging headlines. Maybe he heard from someone. We don't know who, but he'll be on the show.
We just need the dueling Tony Khans at least at one point.
Oh yeah,
give us that.
Happen.
That's what we need.
He says, I'm going to go see Sonic 3, and then I'm going to do a show with Husey. But he responds and says, where did you get this confirmed number? You were shown the signed contract? Exactly. What the fuck? And then Stacy Hunter goes, dude, get off Tony's dick already. Fucking a chick dunked on you, dude. That's hilarious.
That's great.
Eric Bischoff, he breaks down the delusion. Now Bischoff's getting into the psychology of Meltzer, like I've done. hey, it's time, Dave. It's time for Eric. It's time for the crossover. Let's do Dave dirty in a demented Dave Meltzer's moment of the week, even for 10 minutes. We got to get Bischoff for 10 minutes. Chat. We will do it. Tag me in his shit. Put the flutes in there. Let him know we come in peace. The flutes mean peace. But anyways,
we already had Mrs. Corny listening, so it's a step in the right direction.
Right, exactly. Checking in too. So my response was, I've truly been blessed this Christmas. The Pied Piper is decking the halls. Flutes flawlessly flourish in frolicking festive fields where flutists flaunt and flow. I'm so happy I'm just saying shit. And I really, really was. And I am. This has been amazing. You know?
Amazing.
And I just thought I'd write a little Christmas poem alliteration there. So the Rajgiri, we talked about him earlier. Again, Meltzer's getting into it with everyone. Now he's getting into it with Raj, dude. Right? Shout out Matt Morgan and Raj and Gigantic Pop. So
yeah. Good job.
You know, Meltzer's like, anyone who understands television, blah, blah, blah. Rajgiri quote tweets and goes, I understand television and know that if Monday Night Football does a 2.0 18 to 49 rating, it does beat everything on cable and is the highest rated show on ESPN for the week, but it's still a disaster. And then Meltzer goes, what did MNF do on Monday? Monday Night Football do on Monday? And then Raj quote tweets him, and like, this is what like Eric dunked on him. He's like, you just proved my point. And then here's Raj again. He's like, that's my point, Dave. The Falcons Raiders game was a bad rating despite being the highest rated cable show since 12/9. You're not going to see NFL or TV reporters looking at that number and noting that it's still a good TV rating like you do to AEW, Dave. They're going to say it's a bad rating for Monday Night Football despite being up against another game. Boom, dude. Holy shit. We got to drop a bomb for fucking. Come on, Lee. That shit's amazing. You ever see Rush Hour? Come Lee.
Yeah.
Chris Tucker's trying to get Jackie Chan.
The first one's fantastic. The rest of them are like, all right. That first one.
You throw them on.
That's a major one, though. That's a big movie for me when I was younger.
And then Melty Seltzy, Wavy Davies got no response, bro, because Raj just destroys him. He's like,
just destroyed him.
Yeah, like you should be saying it's a bad rating, whatever. So WrestleCrafts goes, listen to the discourse around the NBA and the media circles. They are terrified of the ratings decline even after inking billions in TV rights. Popularity is greater than ratings. Ratings are an indicator. And then, this guy's like, Dave owns a piece of the company. He has to do everything he can to justify his investment. I swear, dog. Allegedly, right? We're alleging that maybe could be a thing. Not for sure.
And even if it's not that, his entire business, the Observer, is relying on AEW now because nobody who's paying attention to WWE cares about what he says because it's all crap.
And that's the thing. And what happens, I wonder, like, do you think we see the Observer like get sold or go out of him jump off the ship, or do you think it blows up in his face, or do you think there's enough sickos to hang on for like long enough for him to ride this thing out into the sunset?
I mean, he's pretty old.
And then he can pass it off once it officially dies over to Brian. Then he can be like, it wasn't me. We were the top rated news journalists of all time. Brian. So
he's gonna scapegoat Brian Alvarez.
So Meltzer said what quote tweets himself from 2021 and says, flashback Friday to the time Meltzer randomly had access to a major college's private Wi-Fi browsing data in order to give us login details of Netflix versus the WWE network. And so Meltzer says what brings it up again, and he goes, hey Dave, any updates on college Wi-Fi logins to Netflix for Raw's debut on January 6th? And so way back, this is a throwback to end this segment. Meltzer says, I don't know what this means in the big picture, past where wrestling stands in colleges, but a list of people using Wi-Fi at one of the country's most well-known colleges. I was asked not to reveal the school, but if I say a major college, it would be one of the first schools that pop in your head. Dude,
what?
He's doing run-on sentences in the middle within brackets in the middle of run-on sentences. Bro, you can't make this shit up. It's so fucking bad. It hurts my brain, dude.
God. Best guys, Tony Khan.
Oh, man. And
Red
so
was the worst.
let me try and read through. You need like one deep breath.
Yeah.
I don't know what this means in the big picture past where wrestling stands in colleges, but a list of people using Wi-Fi at one of the country's most well-known colleges. I was asked not to reveal the school, but if I say a major college, it would be one of the first schools to pop in your head over a 24-hour period, Tuesday and Wednesday, which would be all students on campus, faculty, staff, and guests on the show. 10,800 logged in at one point to Netflix, 7 logged into the WWE Network.
It's 2 sentences. The whole thing is 2
Yeah,
sentences.
dude, the whole thing's 2. And the last one is fucking 5 words at the bottom here. 7 logged into the WWE. This whole thing from Netflix, from this to the beginning is one sentence,
dude.
Oh my
One
God.
sentence.
But he's literally saying he was asked not to reveal the school, but one of the country's most well-known colleges. Over
so
24-hour period, Tuesday and Wednesday, which would be all students on campus, faculty, staff, and guests. So all of them watch Netflix. Showed 10,800 logged at one point into Netflix, 7 logged into the WWE. I just don't even get what the fuck. Like, how would he know that? Who would ever share that info with Dave Meltzer?
Yeah, right.
It's incredible. And that, ladies and gentlemen, was Dave Meltzer's 5-star meltdown and an incredible Dave Meltzer dumb moment of the week. Chat, I was planning on doing like fucking 2 hours. We did 3 hours. So round of applause to you all. Jake, thanks for joining me. Absolutely. The Christmas special is going to be fun and unique, and it's going to get fucking after, like, it's going to get copyright strike and shit. I'm gonna have to chop shit up, or it's gonna get demonetized basically. So make sure you're there for it, and it's gonna be a fun time. It's gonna be different than the usual show, but more the same. And we're gonna announce like the PWT award winners of the year, and we're going to do a bunch of just fun like Christmas shit. You guys are gonna love it. It's gonna be a little walk down memory lane for wrestling fans, and just a good little holiday show. I wanted this to resonate with people. Like, you tune into a holiday show and you're like, oh, I can't wait for that next year. So we're gonna do that, and it's gonna be a fun ass time. That's going down Wednesday. I'll do it in the evening. I don't have an exact time, but maybe I'll let you guys know ahead if I can. Pro Wrestle Times on YouTube. Hit the subscribe at Pro Wrestle Clips. We're almost at 5.5K. Alt Jake Takes On coming soon. Follow him everywhere at Alt Jake Takes On. Patreon.com/Pro Wrestle Times. Use code PWTXMIS for 25% off. I love you all so much. Thank you for being here. I want to give a round of applause again to Alt Jake in the chat. You guys are fucking amazing. And Jake, I got to get out of here. We will see you in the Upside Down. Merry Christmas to you. If I don't hear from you or talk to you, I'm sure you'll be here for the Christmas special.
I'll try
I
to
love
be
you all so much. Yes,
Peace.
you all take it easy. See you in the Upside Down. Peace.
It is a fast-acting viral strain that infects the host immediately, and upon getting sick, the infected will become racked with coughs, sweat profusely, and start to get the shivers and chills.
There he is, the legend. The man, the myth, the legend. Yeah.
You can't literally run a promotion just for the AEW, what do they call them, sickos?
Thank you very much, TikTok and AEW. See you tonight.
Tony Khan started telling people there's no such thing as long-term booking anymore. It's week to week.
The best guys, Tony Khan.
We have just secured the bag.
It's not like I tried to be a character. It was just sort of happened naturally. But it was never something I intended. It was just something that happened because the wrestlers asked me to do things in matches, and I do them.
If you run a promotion just for the sickos, you're going to do 400,000 viewers eventually.
Effing melts. You know that SmackDown actually went over and everything?
Yeah.
You know,
What's the point?
the point of SmackDown.
What are you getting at here?
That the DVRs didn't pick it up.
Did they not pick it up?
Mine didn't.
Let's get into everybody's favorite moment, and it is called Dave Meltzer's Dumb Moment of the Week.
What would you like to listen to in your ears?
I'd like to hear the flute.
Well, if you'd like to flaunt your flute, then we can find you a flautist.
We have just secured the bag.
It doesn't help me.
Okay, so complain, but
I will complain.
Let me out of my misery.
And when I heard that, I was like, what?
Thank you, fuck you, bye. Boom.
You gotta run a promotion for everybody. The sickos can be the ones that buy tickets first and spend the most money on the merchandise.
Because we have just secured the bag.
But like, you gotta promote for everybody. Then you'll have a lot of viewers.
I think we proved a lot of so-called experts. We made them look like idiots. We're not going anywhere. Tony Khan's not going anywhere.
You'll also be there on TNT. You'll be in 2 places at once. It'll be like my favorite movie. Lifetime. It's so great, Pittsburgh.
It's not like I tried to be a character. It sort of happened naturally.
the best guys, Tony Khan.
Keep themselves safe.